cancer over time.
I'm a flat earth walker.
Come on, Roger. What did I do to my uncle to deserve you? You don't get to choose what you inherit, just like colon cancer. Unlike Roger here, I believe in science. And science says that if colon cancer runs in your family, you're more likely to develop it yourself. Talk to your doctor about when you should start screening. Find out more at coloncancercoalition.org. A message from the Colon Cancer Coalition.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
In the shag bag, the renovation of Poppy Ridge Golf Course in Livermore, California continues on schedule for a reopening this year. Architect Jay Blasey's design assures a golf course we can look forward to playing a few months down the road. Check poppyridgegolf.ncga.org for updates. And Rod Metzler, PGA with Courseco, reports that the Campus Commons Golf Course continues to grow in after a complete redesign and is also scheduled to reopen in the next couple of months. I'm hearing a lot of talk about the nighttime crowd at the Hagen Oaks driving range with their Top Tracer technology. You'll find accomplished players alongside newbies searching for that first center of the club face experience that brings them back for more. The order of the evening is fun, so it might be worth a look. National Golf Foundation reports 45 million Americans over the age of 6 played golf both on course and off course in 2023. When can we count you on that list? That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, it's Ram Truck Month. The sales event's going on right now, and I know that means heavy discounts.
It's not just a discount. It's big discounts on hard-to-find Ram heavy duties. Right now, save up to $16,000 off MSRP on remaining new 2024 Ram 2500 and 3500 heavy duties. When you need a hard-to-find truck, Hoblet has it, with over 500 new Rams available.
Just one of the many reasons Hoblet always ranks as one of the biggest and best Ram dealers in all of America.
And we are proud of that. But we don't just sell Rams. You have to check out the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter with 200 vehicles available and 30 under $20,000.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$16,000 total net savings after $71.29 factory rebates and $88.71 dealer discounts. Rebates include $500 first responder bonus cash for eligible first responders and $66.29 West BC standalone 10% below MSRP. 5 vehicles at this net savings. Simple VIN 316786. Not everyone will qualify for all rebates. See dealer for details.
Your local sports leader in the 916.
KHD 1 Sacramento. KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140. Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SacktownSports.com and the Sacktown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sacktown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake.
I used to be a Kings season ticket holder a long time ago. Haven't been in a while.
Big money.
Really kicking myself that I'm not right now because season ticket holders get to hang out with Drapes tonight for the game.
Yeah, yes. Usually I charge for these appearances, but your boy's doing it, pro bono, if you will. Let me see. I don't even know who's going to be there, to be honest with you. What kind of season ticket holders are going to be there? But they're having a watch party at Golden One Center behind the scenes, and your boy's going to be there.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's a
that is worth the price of the season ticket.
Royalty Pass, Kings Royalty Pass, and watch party. So Royalty Pass and Royalty Pass holders at Assembly Lounge tonight get to hang out with Drapes while we watch the game together.
That's great. Kings and Warriors. I have a feeling you're going to bring a little energy. Hopefully the Kings will as well.
I think so. I'll open up with my standard, how much I hate the Warriors jokes and things like that. And, what's interesting about some of these kind of events that I do for the Kings, there will be 1 or 2 Warrior fans or Laker fans there. And I'm like, how'd they let these guys in? You know what I mean? And so, it'll be interesting to see is, does somebody come in with their Chris Mullin jersey, Warriors jersey on or something like that?
Yeah. Speaking of, when Bonte comes on, I know you and Bonte are friends, but you have that axe to grind with him being a Warrior guy. Today, Chris Mullin's on. How do you get along with Mully?
Even worse than Bonte.
Oh.
Mullin talks more trash than Bonte.
Really?
Mullin, oh my gosh. He's kind of obnoxious, to be honest with you. You'll see the dynamic.
You'll see the dynamic. Back east are like that.
Yeah, exactly. He's a New Yorker. He's a New York guy. I'm a Philly guy. And so, we bump heads on that. And so, he's It's my guy, but man, he's going to get my blood pressure up for sure. Like Bonte, it's all in fun. Like that's Bonte being Bonte. Mullen actually believes most of the stuff he says. When I see him, and I'll ask him about this coming up in just a little bit, and the listeners will hear about it. Every time I walk in, hey, Drapes, how's the box treating you? And so the box is that play-in tournament box.
Oh, okay.
7, 8, 9, and 10. And so he's like, yeah, how's it feel being in the box? And at first I was like, what the hell he's talking about? And I was like, oh, the play-in. Now that the Warriors are playing well and they're outside the box, he feels pretty good about himself.
Who knocked them out of the box last year?
Exactly. We got bragging rights still.
Yeah.
And so it'll be some trash talk, man. And I'm excited, actually. You're talking about a Hall of Famer.
I know.
A dream team member. Like, this is big.
A guy who was, he was involved in some of the decision-making here for a brief period about.
You going to ask him about that? You going to get into that at all?
10 years ago.
I'll let you get into that. And I don't want him to slander the organization's name, though. That's all I'm worried about,
Yeah.
So
he'd probably use that as an excuse to take more shots.
More shots.
We'll
exactly.
see. We'll see.
What
what
up, Jay?
happens.
What you? All right.
Jay's adjusting the cameras.
Adjusting him.
Yeah. Yeah, Jay's doing like 4 or 5 different things at once here, keeping us on the air.
I will say this, so real quick, and it's not to be, all about Drapes or anything like that, but why are you looking at the YouTube chat right now?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm kind of like off center. Maybe the dude behind maybe the guy behind the glass is more front and center. Oh, all right. He said go to the right here. All right. How's that look? We'll see. It's a little delayed or something like that, but yeah, I felt yesterday like Jay was a little more front and center. Like I was down in the corner, you know what I mean? That little overlay there. And so hopefully it'll be
it had to be hard for Jay to center you because you were having problems with the chair and with your back. So
back is still on fire, big fella.
Really?
Yeah, it's still bad.
Not good.
I'm supposed to do a workout tomorrow, Lifetime, my little barbell class. I'm going to have to cancel that again.
Yeah,
it's
I think
tough.
that's a smart move.
Yeah, it's tough. Just got to be better by Sunday. Softball game. That's all that matters. I got to be 100% by then.
You icing it all?
Somebody asked me that earlier.
You gotta ice that inflammation.
That's what somebody said. They were like, "Are you icing it?" And I'm like, "No, I'm just throwing the heating pad." They're like, "You got to alternate. Do a little bit of both."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Huge game for the Kings tonight. Far-ranging implications. Can they come back from the last 2 games? Can they claw back against this team that they're chasing? Can they show they got the collective will to compete with this red hot Warrior team? It just seems like there's a lot on the line, but it always seems that way when they play the Warriors.
No, you're right about that. You're 100%. It's always a big game, no matter what. I mean, we saw it all last year. All 8 times we played them last year, or whatever it was. And so the thing about it too is, for me, dealing with Bonte, dealing with Chris Mullen, I would imagine fans out there in the streets as well, media members that you come in contact. When the Kings are up and they're beating the Warriors, you could stick out your chest a little bit more. Like, honestly, Warriors have done a fantastic job, Whitey. Jimmy Butler is helping them out immensely. But their success and our lack of a success, it hurts. Like, if Houston's winning, so what? Go for it. Memphis, I don't care. But if the Lakers and the Warriors are doing better than you, then it hurts a little bit more. It hurts.
It's almost like a sibling or something.
Yeah.
Or that's doing better than you when this, you're working under the same basic conditions.
Right.
You can't help but take it as an indictment of yourself.
Exactly.
We shouldn't look at it that way, though.
We shouldn't?
No. We should just beat them.
Right, exactly. Beat them. We'll own the tiebreaker, if you will. And so, no, I'm with you. Like, this is going to be a hard game to win tonight. This is going to be tough. Any news on Domas? Anything new?
Nothing new. So it sounds like it's trending towards him playing. I know that they announced today that Laravia is available, and Trey Lyles, I believe, is questionable.
Oh, Trey Lyles dinged up a little bit. Yeah, got the injury report right here. A new one will come out in just a few minutes. Regarding the Kings, Trey Lyles, questionable with left leg soreness. Domas still questionable. Jake Laravia. Like we surmised yesterday, we thought, he would probably be available. Jake Laravia is available. So.
Another thing that's at stake, in my opinion, is here with Domas hopefully coming back. Maybe not, but if he does, then you're at full strength. And I know he may not be 100%. Malik's still not at 100%, but this is it. You got to make your run. If you're going to make any kind of run now, this is when it has to start.
Yeah.
You just are running out of time. And if they don't, last night, let's see what Dallas lost, the Suns lost. You're probably in Chris Mullen, as he would say, you're probably in the box.
In the box,
way, but you want to get some kind of momentum going.
I agree. And here's the thing too, Whitey. And there's still time. Like, you could struggle here the next week or two, and then the schedule softens up a little bit. But we're talking about good vibes, mojo, if you will.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you want to go into it feeling good about yourselves. You don't want to go into it backing into the 9th seed, something like that. You want to go in. And here's the thing too. If you can win some of these games, those are quality wins, Whitey. You know what I mean? If you beat a Golden State, if you beat Memphis next week, a Cleveland, that propels itself. You know what I mean? It's almost like, momentum in a positive way is going your way, and you start believing more. And so, yeah, this would be a big one tonight to get.
It's also interesting where fans are right now. I was listening this morning to Carmichael Dave with
sorry about that.
Jason Ross, and Christopher Ladd, and they had Sam on. And it's the first time they've talked to Sam, I guess, since that piece came out about De'Aaron Fox.
Oh,
yeah, that has been a while, but I guess
for
whatever reason,
last week.
So they were talking about that, and I tuned in after Sam was done, went back and listened to it. But Dave was talking about all the feedback he was getting from fans who were saying, "I just don't want to hear all that right now."
What were they talking about? Just the Fox stuff? Or?
Yeah, back to Fox stuff and the questions about the organization and Domas. He's going to want to. Does he want to, get some clarity? And a lot of fans, based on what Dave was saying, I wasn't in the chat. A lot of fans are saying, I just don't want to hear that right now. I get it. And I think a lot of it is, we all know things are tough for a lot of people right now in a lot of different ways. And you just don't want to be dragged down by your basketball team that you're watching to get away from some of that stuff, right?
Right.
So just to hope they start bringing a little more positivity.
Yeah, and I agree with that, Whitey, because it's there's nothing that can be done right now. The roster right now is the roster. There will be plenty of time to talk about Domas's future,
right?
To talk about the draft, Malik, DeRozan, whatever it is. But right now, I want to talk about basketball.
Right now, game on.
Game on, exactly. I'm trying to figure out, how do we beat these Warriors tonight? How do we beat Phoenix tomorrow instead of the future? Trust me, there will be, once they get eliminated, then all those questions are on the table. Monty McNair, what's his future? Does Doug get the job? What's his future? DeMontis Sabonis. And so, but right now, to the fans' points, that are weighing in and saying, we're kind of tired, that ship has sailed. De'Aaron Fox, that's in the past now. We had the game on Friday. That's in the rearview mirror. Now it's about, what can this group, this team do to win games and get into the play-in and hopefully the playoffs.
Nothing against Sam or Anthony Slater. Slate's going to join us today. They're doing their jobs, and they did a great job reporting on all this. But if you're a fan and your team's playing a huge game and the focus is more on what's going to happen this offseason, what's the point?
Right. What's the point? Exactly. Let me ask you this, though, because that's one of my pet peeves when it comes to sports talk media. But do you think more fans are interested in those kind of topics instead of the actual games?
Yeah.
As a overall fan base is.
I guess so. It's interesting how much talk I've heard in the last week, or talk I've seen about where Kevin Durant's going to go next year. It's like,
right.
What? Yeah. I don't care about that yet. That's not pertinent right now. So I understand it, because I've been thinking about it, and we've noticed this week there's been kind of a lull in the fan energy, and I get it. But when there is, and you want the team to play better after those 2 crushing losses, the last thing you want to do is dwell on all the other stuff in the background. As you say, we'll have plenty of time to deal with those questions, and a lot of those questions, they will not be pleasant questions, but we don't have to worry about all that right now.
Exactly. And here's the thing too. I mean, if we were out of it already, if we were Utah or something, I could understand that. But even if we are locked into the 9th seed, there's still important games to be played. And so I agree completely with you and what some of the fans said. It's like, all right, you want to touch on that a little bit, but really it should be about tonight and about this stretch that we have coming up, because the roster is the roster right now. Domas ain't going anywhere in the next month or so. Like, DeMar ain't going anywhere. Ain't no decisions being made in the next 3 to 4 weeks. And so, yeah, it is kind of like, all right, enough is enough, guys. Let's get back to basketball talk.
Yes. That's what it's supposed to be all about. Do we have Drape's takes today?
I can always come up with a take, dude. You're always asking that. I can always come up with a take, big fella.
All right.
I got something to get off my chest.
Yes. We'll find out what it is next. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC now recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Welcome to Staples.
I hear Staples prints it all for any business.
You bet, and we'll beat any print quote.
So if I had a pizza place...
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
A landscaping business?
Oh, we can print yard signs, t-shirts, brochures.
How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like it.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
And now a brief history of the garage door. Garage doors could date back to 450 BC when chariots were stored in gatehouses. Here in the States, they became a thing around the start of the 20th century. You could find a float over door in a catalog way back in 1906. National Garage Door has been around since 1974. They're family owned and operated, so you can trust them to solve any garage door issues you may have. Squeaky door, malfunctioning door, or a need for a new door, which is what prompted us to give them a call, 916-638-4554. At National Garage Door Services, their number one priority. I've witnessed that commitment in my own home, certainly in our garage. National Garage Door sells quality Rainer branded garage doors. They are the nation's BSE broken spring experts. So if you have a garage door that looks and sounds like it dates back to 450 BC, National Garage Door can help, whether it's a garage door tune-up, repair, or replacement you need. They'll take care of you at National Garage Door, 916-638-4554. That's 916-638-4554. National Garage Door.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Right now, some interesting thoughts in the YouTube chateau from Aaron. My fandom, says Aaron, will always care more about the long term and the big picture than the short term and the now. Even when you got a game, even when it's game night, don't the games matter? And we have this from Banta the Young. With all the free throws that Butler and Curry are getting, and all the free throws we do not get, makes me worry. If you keep ahead by 13-17, that's a buffer. That's hard for the refs to ref. I'm worried about that, Drapes. You know,
you're right.
Warriors have been getting to the line, and you know, that's something that in the past they haven't done very well. Kings fans are really irritated at the officiating last night. I hope things don't go sideways tonight.
No, you're right, man. I think that's a good point that you raise and Banta the Young raise. You know, especially recently, it feels like we haven't been getting the calls. We know Steph Curry is going to get the calls. Jimmy Butler also is going to get some calls, and they're at home as well. And I didn't look at the officiating crew, Whitey. I'm gonna do it here real quick and see. Maybe it's a veteran officiating crew. We don't have to worry. Josh Tiven, Marat Kogut, and Suyash Mehta. Solid. Okay. Yeah, ain't no Ed Malloy there or nothing like that. Tony Brothers. So
no Scott Foster.
Not Scott Foster. So on paper, it should be a solid officiating the game. We shouldn't have to have those questions afterwards.
You know, when you look back at the history of the NBA, it was a long time ago, but can you believe they played regular season games with only 2 officials?
2 officials, yeah. And there's some talk. Maybe we should go to 4, because the game moves so fast and everything. But think about it that way too, Whitey. How much did they miss?
Yeah.
Those 2 officials missed during these games. And so, yeah, 3 is fine, but that's crazy to only have 2 out there.
Did you see the scrape last night between one of the various Plumleys?
Oh, yeah,
and
Steven
Adams?
I saw that. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Let me say this, though, because you raised an interesting point about the officiating. Jay, I need my music. Big fella. This is a bonus Drapes take that I want to get into because this is something that frustrates me at the youth level. Coach Draper is hoping to coach in Folsom. I don't think that's going to happen. But speaking of officiating at the youth level, and you guys out there listening right now at home, work, in the car, whatever, I'm sure you can relate to this. When's the last time you've been to an AAU tournament or some sort of youth tournament, Whitey?
It's probably been a good 20 years.
You know what my pet peeve is? And Jay, I'm sure you could chime in on this. Is when you have 2 officials, but one never crosses half court. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude is making a call from the other basket, and he didn't even cross. Dude is taking cell phone calls. He's texting. Like, bro, I've seen it all at the youth level. And so we're demanding so much out of these professional officials, and I get it. I understand that. But these youth refs got to be better, too. These youth refs got to actually be engaged in the game because it's doing a disservice to our kids. That's my biggest pet peeve about the youth game. Sure, it's a lot of three-pointers being jacked up. Understand that. Coaches are acting like it's Game 7 of the NBA Finals. But the referees who are not engaged, and not all of them, Whitey, I've seen some literally make a call from the other end of the floor. They never cross half court. And it's so frustrating to me watching that. And I'm like, dude, come on, man. And I've seen them out at Hardwood Palace and things like that when we go out there for tournaments. These officials got to be better at the youth
Aren't
level.
they supposed to go like one guy goes baseline to half court and so does the other guy? So you've always got
No, but what? Yeah, so you always got somebody. Yeah, in theory. But one guy won't even cross the 3-point line to come over, and it's like he's way in the back. It's like he don't want to sweat or something like that. He doesn't want to run. I can't be the only one that's noticed that. I can't be the only one that's noticed some of these officials out here. Not all of them. Most of them are pretty good. But damn, at least act like you're engaged in the game. Run up and down. You know, these kids deserve that kind of respect.
The kids deserve that.
Exactly. And so you just brought that up, and it just struck a chord with me. A chord with me. Let me get to my take right now. I'm watching the game last night, Whitey. OKC and Boston.
Yeah.
What a game it was.
Final, maybe.
Yes. What a game it was. And I came out of that thinking this one thing. Outside of Oklahoma City in the Western Conference, I think everybody is liable to be upset in the Western Conference in the first round. You want to know why I say this?
Why do you say that?
Because did you see what Minnesota did to Denver last night? You know what I mean? They owned them last night. And so I would not be surprised, and this is why the Sacramento Kings have to get into the playoffs, not just the play-in, the playoffs. I would not be surprised if a 2 seed or a 3 seed goes down very early in the first round. I think outside of OKC, 2 to 7, 8, and I'm going to include the Kings when they're playing their best, I wouldn't put it past some of these these lower-seeded teams to pull off the upset. I think the West is wide open outside of OKC. White.
Minnesota's putting it together. Yeah, they're scary
exactly.
right now.
And that brings me to my second point. Damn it. The Warriors are putting it together. The Timberwolves are putting it together, it seems right now. You know, the Clippers got a win last night without Kawhi Leonard. On the road, I believe, in Miami. Was that on the road in Miami?
You are correct.
It's like, all right, everybody else is making that stretch run. Shit. I mean, excuse me on that. Shoot.
Memphis has won 4 in a row.
Even Dallas just won a game. Jay, you got to dump out of that. I don't want to get in trouble. But even Dallas won a game they shouldn't have won. So to my point is this. If you're the Sacramento Kings, it's your turn now to start dialing. It's your turn to start making a push to the postseason. You can see it, Whitey. Minnesota is gearing up. They are locked in.
Yep.
Golden State is locked in. These are the teams we're talking about vying for a 6th, 7th, 8th spot. If we lose this game, lose tomorrow, it's like, come on, guys. We need to lock in too. Now's our time as well.
It is. This is when it has to start. Whatever kind of push you got left, it has to start now.
Exactly. And let me ask you this as part of Drape's Take. Usually down the stretch, usually in the playoffs, you shorten the rotation. Can Doug Christie do that, though? Meaning, don't we need to see LaRavia? Don't we need to see Keon?
Also, I got 2 guys that are they're dealing with injuries right now.
Yeah.
Tomas and Malik.
Right, so Valanciunas, and so, you know, ideally, as you make this playoff push, you just, you want your stars to play more minutes. But I don't think we can afford to do that right now.
Nope.
And that concerns me. That concerns me right now, especially against this Warriors team. Phoenix, I'm not worried about our guys playing big minutes or not. You know, Phoenix is not a deep team. But this Warriors team, with Kuminga back, they're actually pretty deep right now. And so that's my concern going into this one. How much will our reserves, the JVs, the LaRavias, if Trey Lyles, happens to play, he's questionable right now. Keon, these guys got to show up tonight. We know the stars, the Zach LaVines, the DeMar is going to show up, but with Sabonis still dealing with something, with, Malik just now coming back, 1 game back. We're going to need some help from our bench, too, to get it done tonight.
Mm-hmm. I got to ask you when you're done about something I saw with Phoenix last night. Speaking of Phoenix, I've never seen this before during that scuffle, but I'll ask you when you've wrapped
Well,
it up.
I'm pretty much done.
Oh, okay.
That's it. That's it, Jade. That's Drave's Takes. It's brought to you by
Alsco Uniforms. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms.
So whichever Plumlee it was, they're hard to keep straight. That was Mason, right? Mason Plumlee?
Yeah.
And he gets tangled up with Steven Adams. And then they both go down onto the court. So it's like 2 big guys, and they're not just pushing.
Yeah.
So KD comes over there, and players on both teams go over. The Rockets, they came over, and they, a lot of guys were active there. Bull was at the end of the court, and he was taking practice shots while the 2 guys were grappling on the ground. I've never seen that before.
So you saying Jay's guy, Bull, didn't want none of the smoke?
I didn't say that.
Sometimes
I hear that come off the tongue.
Even when a teammate goes down, just falls, you can tell sometimes what kind of culture a team has, how close they are, how many guys get over there to help them up, how quickly. Yeah. Well, this is a guy's in a fight, and Bull's like, yeah, I got to work on.
Right. I ain't been getting enough. I've been getting enough tip all season, baby. I'm trying to get it up, get my check up.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Jeff Teague told a similar story. Guys were scrapping. He's like, I didn't want no part of that. I stayed back here watching. Bull was like, I let them handle it. No, that's funny. That's funny.
Speaking of youth referees, I learned a lot about basketball from the referees doing some, youth coaching. And one time I was coaching this team, they're way ahead in the final seconds, final minute of the game, way ahead. And some bench players were in, and I wanted to set something up so one of the girls that wasn't playing much could get a shot.
Are you trying to draw up something for her?
Yes. And we're up like, I don't know, 15 or whatever with 40 seconds left. Time out. And this referee, she's a great referee. I don't know her name. She's a female referee. She comes over to me during play. She goes, if you think I'm going to call timeout with 45 seconds left in a 15-point game, you're out of your mind. And she
didn't grant the timeout? No, that's not a good referee.
I think it was. And it might have been less than that. It's the final second.
So do you think you were in the wrong in that case?
I understood her point. Yeah, I wasn't upset. I was like, okay, I get it. Because it's youth basketball. We're way ahead. Right. It's kind of like pouring it on.
Right.
I didn't mean it that way.
Right.
But I learned from her. Like, okay, yeah, you're right. I'm good with that.
Why do you coach it to the last second? You're going to draw up a play. That's hilarious.
You must be out of your mind if you think I'm going to call
that's hilarious.
Timeout right now. All right, Kings got a little help last night, but it was all at the back door. And you hear that Danny Ainge and the Jazz got slapped with a fine. That's next. Drive Guy, Sacktown Sports.
Tonight, Kings and Warriors. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. New Hondas are piling up, and that means big savings for you.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
It's a myth to think you don't play golf well enough to get fitted for golf clubs. The professionals at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio would argue that playing the game with golf clubs properly fitted to your body and swing characteristics is the best way to improve your game and have more fun on the golf course. With a professional staff of fitters, all the major brands of equipment, and cutting-edge technology featuring TrackMan, the indoor-outdoor Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is worth a look. See for yourself, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway. Schedule your fitting at 916-808-2531, 808-2531.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Save Mart and McKee Brothers Plumbing and Rooter Incorporated. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Come check out Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com, and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Huge savings now on new 2025 Silverado at the Maida Chevy Silverado Supercenter.
Save $11,000 off MSRP after rebates every new Silverado LT Turbo Max with Maida Chevy's exclusive all in-stock pricing.
And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections in the Sacramento area.
$11,000 off new Silverado at the Maida Chevy Silverado Supercenter. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, leasing, some other offers.
Made a great deal at Maida.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Drapes, as is typical, your message in your Drapes Takes very, very well received, but there is some pushback here. Dat Ninja.
Let me see what.
I buy Drapes ran on the West being wide open if the playoffs were won and done, but that is not the reality in the NBA. I might consider entertaining the hope for the play-in. Nope on the playoffs.
So he's talking in regard to the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah.
No chance to pull off an upset. So if
now who's bringing the negativity?
Right.
Being realistic.
I know we're trying to be realistic here. So if Memphis is the 2 seed, we have zero chance against Memphis. I would be more afraid of a team like Denver, to be honest with you, or maybe even LA with LeBron and Luka. But Memphis, I'm not saying we would be favored or anything like that, Whitey. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying I'd give us a little puncher's chance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're right, but I'm not even that far. I'm just, if they get into the playoffs, I'm having a party. I don't care who they're
100%.
playing.
100%. Yeah. I'm with you on that. I think, as the season goes on, you sort of amend the expectations. And right now, my expectations are a playoff berth. Can they win? In my eyes, playoffs all depends on matchups.
Mm-hmm.
But when I look at what I saw yesterday with Minnesota's a damn good team, man.
Really
they got
are.
some talent. Clippers, if they get right, they got talent. We've seen what Golden State can do. Would it surprise me if Golden State, a 3-6 matchup, upset somebody? Not at all. I think it could happen. The only thing that to me would be colossal is if OKC lost. Any of those other teams lose, maybe Lakers because they got the star power and Luka and everything like that. That would create headlines. But I wouldn't be shocked if the Clippers beat Memphis or something like that.
Lately, Windhorst this week, and maybe it's because OKC was on against Boston, he's been talking and writing about how a lot of people in the West, around the league really, are not taking OKC seriously as a title contender. And his view is, well, they should.
Yeah.
I don't see why anyone wouldn't.
Yeah. And Stephen A. went on a rant today, I think it was today or yesterday, about that and said because of their youth, But when you look at it, Whitey, and I'm sure you've seen this stat, in terms of point differential, OKC at plus 12.5 would be the greatest point differential in NBA history for a season. And so Boston last year had a crazy point differential. They won the championship. Golden State, when they lost to the Cavaliers that one year, when they won 73 games, had a crazy point differential, but they didn't win. But OKC statistically is having one of the greatest seasons in terms of separating themselves from their opponent in NBA history.
So is Shea the MVP?
In my eyes, yes.
Do you have a vote?
Nah. Because team employees now can't have votes. I don't believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I gotcha.
Yeah, I don't think I could have a vote, but our boy Mark Spears, I believe, has a vote. I would love to, talk to him. Kendrick Perkins, I believe, has a vote. To me, SGA is the MVP because his team is 12 games better than Denver.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm giving him the edge. Jokic is having a better individual statistical season, but SGA, his team is actually winning more, and I put a little more credence to that.
Plus, what goes on at both ends of the floor matters, right?
Yes.
And I'm a Jokic guy,
Yes.
so it's hard for me to say somebody else should be the MVP, but it's tough to vote against the best player on the Thunder at 54-12. And Jokic is, by his own admission, he's improved, but he's not a very good defender.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And I think a lot of times we forget about that. We just look at the stats, points, rebounds, and assists, triple-double and everything. Well, I mean, we saw it yesterday. I saw it. Minnesota was going at Jokic, Ant-Man, Julius Randle. Like, that dude was stuck in mud last night watching Jokic play defense. And so, to your point, Shea impacts on both ends of the floor. And, dude, they're 54-12. 12 games ahead of the Denver Nuggets. You know what 12 games is, Whitey? That's night and day.
Mm-hmm.
That's like different tiers. Like, the Nuggets don't belong in the same category as OKC this season record-wise.
OKC is 25-7 on the road.
That's on the road.
Yeah, that's a road.
I thought you were going to say at home first.
We're looking at the Kings like 17-16 on the road. That's pretty good.
That's
It
good.
is.
Yeah.
25-7 on the road.
That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Real quick, how come my boy Donovan Mitchell not getting any love out there in Cleveland for MVP?
Maybe because they're a little bit more of an ensemble.
More balanced?
Yeah. Maybe.
Okay. All right. Because what they're doing.
Well, look at and I know that the Bucks are not having that great a year, but statistically, Giannis's numbers are incredible.
Right.
And he's like, no, not even a consideration.
He's having arguably the best year of his career. And to your point, looking at the standings, they're fourth. They're actually, when you compare the Bucks and the Nuggets, it's a 4-game difference. That's not that much. I mean, it's it's a lot, but it's not 12 games. For some reason, Giannis not getting any love either.
Mm-hmm. Last night, the Kings were looking for some help that they didn't get because Minnesota beat Denver.
Yeah.
And as you pointed out, the Clippers won on the road.
Yeah,
but they got some help at the back door with both the Suns and the Mavericks losing. So as you probably know by now, right now, the Kings still 9th, 2 back of the Clippers. And Minnesota has caught the Warriors, but the Warriors have them on the tiebreaker. So it's a huge game for the Warriors.
Right.
Yeah. Because if they lose, they fall out of the top 6.
That's what I was going to say tonight. Out in Minnesota, they'll be cheering for Sacramento tonight. I mean, and here's the thing. You look at it in the loss column, they'll be tied in the loss column. Timberwolves would have a half-game lead over Golden State. And next to Golden State, Minnesota might be playing the best out of anybody other than OKC in the Western Conference. I mean, Minnesota's on a roll, 6 straight wins right now. It seems like they've gotten healthy. Everybody's back for them. I think they're a real threat in the West.
Mm-hmm.
If Ant-Man and Randall can still coexist and play at an elite level, Timberwolves going to upset somebody, in my opinion.
So if the Kings lost to the Warriors tonight, they'd be 5.5 behind the Warriors. And that's almost like, well, you're not going to catch that. I mean, mathematically you could, but my point is we've been talking about these numbers all season long and how close it is. And now we're getting to the point where some of these gaps are they're bordering on insurmountable.
Insurmountable. I think it would be 4.5 if they lost to the Warriors tonight, right? 16.5 to
You're
20.
Correct.
4.5.
Pardon me.
But still, your point
Yeah.
still remains. 4.5 with 17 left to go or whatever it is. That's
against a team that's playing very, very well. Yeah.
Yeah. And your schedule that you have, it'd be different if you had all easy cupcake games the rest of the way. Where's the Warriors schedule in terms of strength of schedule? I'm going to pull it up here real quick because I feel like the Warriors' strength of schedule might be pretty light. I feel like it's been light. Looking at it right here, they have 11th most difficult schedule, so middle of the pack. We're still sitting at second. Some of their hard games include they still got 2 against Denver, Milwaukee, Houston, LA, Knicks, but they got 2 against the Spurs still, and I firmly believe De'Aaron's going to get that surgery here any day now, and so yeah, it's going to be tough for us That's the problem too, Whitey. We need some of those teams we're competing to get against to have a difficult schedule.
Yeah, when
Clippers do a little bit.
The later you get, the more help you need, and that's why if you lose tonight, I mean, you have a chance here to get the tiebreaker from them. If you lose tonight, you're not going to get as much help as you need. It's just not realistic. So you have to win.
Yes,
which is why the Clipper game hurt so much, and that's water under the Tower Bridge now. Nothing you can do about it, but you can't let another one slip away.
You can't. I mean, this is the fight right now, and so mathematically, they're probably slotted into the 9th spot. But if you have any hopes of the 7th or 8th, I'm of the belief now the 7th might be almost out of reach here, Whitey, because you look at the way Minnesota's playing in Golden State. To me, the Clippers are the team that you're trying to chase.
Yep.
That you're trying to get. And, I'll take that 8th spot, because then you get 2 chances, 2 cracks at it, if you will. But, 6 and 7 is almost.
They're starting
to, yeah.
They're almost out of sight. Can you still maintain a visual there? And then, as I said, the Kings are 2 behind the Clippers, but as we know, Clippers have the tiebreaker, so that effectively and essentially is a 3-game gap.
Yeah,
that can't really tie them.
That win by the Clippers last night, that was pretty huge for them, because if not, you would have been a game behind them. I think it would have been, and so really 2. But then you win tonight, maybe you're a half game. Yeah, that one hurt last night.
Yeah. So how are they going to respond to that? By the way, the Utah Jazz been fined, $100,000?
Yeah.
For Lauri Markkanen's recurring DNPs.
I mean, we all know what's happening. It's like the worst kept secret in the entire league, and rightfully so. They should be fined. You got to make the designation on the injury report. They didn't do that when it comes to Lauri Markkanen. And I look at what Utah is doing. Did you see their injury report the other day? And I got to look at it. I don't know if it's updated. I
just remember the last time the Kings played him, it was lengthy.
It was like 8 guys on, all John Collins. It's clear what Danny Ainge is doing. And he should have been fined for that. Not putting Lowry on the injury report, that designation.
Yeah, for all the problems the NBA is having, when you have teams playing games and teams are just not going to play their best players because they don't want to win, it's bad for the product, Trace.
Yeah, it really is, too. And especially, if you're a home team fan, you want to go see Lowry, you probably bought your tickets before the season or, early in the season. And so, to your point, I get it. You're trying to, tank to get a better draft pick. But what about treating your fans, the hard-earned money that they've paid, entertaining them? It's kind of whack the way they do that.
And Danny Ainge is becoming hinky, right? I mean, every year they tank. Every year.
When is it going to pay off?
Make their run.
Right.
Here they come this year. Nope, not this year.
When's the payoff, right?
Yeah.
When is the payoff?
And who wants Cooper Flagg now? He's damaged goods.
I'll take him. Let him slip to 13 or 14 or wherever we're at.
I would take him too. When we come back, can't wait to hear what Jay thinks of the fact that Shanny finally got his mac and cheese. Ooh. Yeah, it's next on Sacktown Sports.
Tonight, Kings and Warriors. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Here's how to get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. Our U.S.-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for autopay and e-billing.
You know what I love about spring? It's the season of change, and that means it's time for a closet refresh. Enter Kohl's. With the extra 15% off they have going on, I saved on the latest styles for my entire family, like a cute dress for myself, linen shorts for my husband, and spring jackets for my kids. Just add sunshine and we're set. All thanks to Kohl's. Select styles, some exclusions apply. 15% offer ends March 23rd. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
What if your business could see beyond what is and into what can be? What if you could create more impact in every decision? What if you had a partner as visionary as you are? With Bank of America, you get access to our trusted experts, real-time insights, and digital tools. So whether you run a local shop or a global enterprise, you're backed by business solutions to make every move matter. What would you like the power to do? Find out how at bankofamerica.com/banking for business. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank sponsor of FIFA World Cup 2026.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Spring is in the air, and there's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. Whether you're shopping for new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. And while life's roads are often filled with bumps, buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Sacktown Sports is bringing you the biggest live events in town. Whether you're rocking out or dancing the night away, check out the Sacktown Sports live events calendar. Crank it up with Steel Panther at Ace of Spades on March 15th. Then catch rising country star Alexandra Kay the next night, March 16th, also at Ace of Spades. On March 22nd, experience the magic of the Ronstadt Review featuring Jasenia at the Crest Theater. Then get ready for an epic night. Papa Roach and Rise Against take over Golden One Center March 29th, while comedy legends Jay Leno and Arsenio Hall bring the laughs to Hard Rock Live Sacramento on that same night. And for country fans, Lee Brice and Walker Hayes hit Ironstone Amphitheater on June 21st, and Parker McCullum takes the stage August 16th at the Ironstone Amphitheater up in Murphys, California. Don't miss out. Find more info and score your chance to win tickets at SacktownSports.com. The Sacktown Sports Live Events Calendar. Your ticket to the best seat in the house.
At Valley Strong Credit Union, we know that local businesses are the backbone of the Central Valley, investing in our neighborhoods, boosting the economy, making the Valley stronger. But when it comes to their finances, where can they turn? A big bank that just sees another number? That's not good enough. Valley businesses deserve Valley support for payroll, credit, cash flow, and everything in between. Valley Business is Valley Strong. Learn how our cash management services can support your business at valleystrong.com.
Get ready, NorCal. The Lodi Beer Festival and State Barbecue Championship is back Saturday, April 26th at the Lodi Great Festival grounds. With craft beers from over 50 breweries, there will be something for everyone. Check out all the vendors, play some cornhole, and dance to the live band. Plus, watch over 30 barbecue teams battle it out for top prizes. Tickets are $40 in advance, $50 at the door, with exclusive VIP tickets available. Get yours now at greatfestival.com. Must be 21 and older to attend. Lodi Beer Fest, where great beer meets legendary barbecue. Get ready for your chance to win $1 million by entering Sacktown Sports Bracket Challenge on Sunday, March 16th. Brought to you by Xfinity. Stream live sports from the best seat in the house.
The area of the bay.
Ain't no bay close to. You say we ain't got no bay out in our backyard anywhere. You're
we're
right.
in a valley.
Right. And here's the thing too, Whitey. If you're a Sacramentan, you don't want to be called the Bay. You want your own place in geography. And so I'm with it. Now, did Alan say it was part of the Bay, or was
I think
it
he
was
just
a
brought it
discussion?
up. I don't believe he was saying that it was, but it reminds me of I think we've talked about this. Apparently there are some people, developers, big thinkers that hope that this all becomes one big super region someday.
Right. Like we're a suburb of San Francisco.
I don't see the need for that. I don't see how that really helps anything.
No, exactly. And to me, it's too distinctly different cultures. I understand, people can bump E40 here and there, but we're so much more. Like it's, we're, I would argue, more country music up here than the Bay Area, perhaps, country in the park, our big thing that we do here. And it's different here, you know.
It's our cousins.
And Jay, you're
our cousins.
And you're a Vallejo guy. Whitey, did you ever consider Sac?
No.
Bay Area growing up?
And we used to come up here a lot. I had an uncle that lived here. Vallejo's right on the northern edge of the Bay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were like in it.
Yeah.
When does it change? When are you out of the Bay Area? Is that Fairfield?
Fairfield's like, I don't know. It's either one.
Fairfield might be their
no
own
man's land.
Yeah.
Like for me, I always and Fairfield, because they're 707, they always try to test themselves to being Bay Area. But I have this argument with my wife all the time. She's born in San Francisco, raised in Fairfield. And I always be like, why you guys always want to be the Bay and never want to be part of Sacramento, right? You never want to be the capital. You always want to attach yourself to the Bay. But I always say the Bay is once you go over the hill, which is Fairfield into Vallejo.
Okay. Yeah.
That's immediately where the weather changes immediately.
Right.
Yes.
You can feel it.
Like,
yes,
absolutely
100%.
Right. Yes.
Fairfield and Vacaville be hot as hell. Like y'all 100 degrees. The Bay Area and 100 degrees. You know, so I always say that's it to me. Now, I know Fairfield people, some Vacaville people, they feel like they're the Bay Area, so that's cool. Y'all do what y'all want to do.
I remember a few years ago, we were driving on a Friday night to the Bay Area, and it was 100-something here in August, and then we get to the Bay Area, and it was 50-something.
Right,
right. That's right, like you say, Jay, right when you go to that hill, and you can see Six Flags Marine World, and you can see parts of San Pablo Bay, whatever it is. That's when it just
it's just a different vibe. Yes, you can totally feel it. I 100% agree.
Yeah, different cultures are great because they're different points of view, and it's good to have different ways of looking at things. It's beneficial rather than everyone's the same. We're all the same culture, and this is how we see things.
It's like the cutoff for this is the other argument. The cutoff for Northern California versus Central versus SoCal, right? Like if you talk to people and our boss man, Jose, he's from 559, he's Fresno.
There is a Central Valley.
Yes,
too.
there are Central.
Yeah.
But then like I don't ask me how, but I got friends from Bakersfield. And they're like, oh, no, we're SoCal. And I'm like, y'all kind of like the end of Central California.
Hold up.
You got to go over.
Southern Central.
Right. Like if you ain't over the Grapevine, you ain't SoCal.
Right.
Wow. That's kind of how I look at it. I don't know.
Do you know? You probably know this, Jay.
What's Northern California?
Where does it end?
Stockton, Modesto.
Yeah.
Is Modesto Northern California? It's NorCal, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
So where are we getting to? Merced, Madera? Like where does it stop?
I'd have to get a map.
Yeah, I'm about to pull it out. Pull it out, right?
Did you know that years ago, Sacramento used to be a town in which they would test products for how popular they'd be across the country because we had kind of a cross section of people here. I don't know if it's still true, but
like focus group or something like that. Yeah.
How will this play across the nation? Let's test it in Sacramento. I remember when I found out, I was like, wait, what? Because we're left coast.
We got a melting pot though.
Yeah. I don't know if that's still true, but it was true.
Wow, I'm looking at the map. That's kind of interesting. That Modesto and Merced, it's
getting central, ain't it?
Like, I don't think it's a direct line across, though, Jay.
Okay.
The state.
Okay.
Like, I think it kind of bends and curves, and you know what I mean? Because,
So Stockton is NorCal, no doubt.
Stockton is NorCal.
209 is but Modesto is the cousin. To Stockton.
But and that's what I'm saying. Then I would curve around to San Jose and cut it off there.
Okay. Yeah. Well, San Jose is the Bay Area, so it's Northern California.
Yeah.
Nah, because Santa Cruz and Monterey, you got to include that, right? Or no?
That's more. That's more.
That Central Coast.
Central Coast.
That?
Yeah. Okay. Carmel and all. Yeah.
All right.
Monterey and all that. Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, that's
Pismo and stuff. Yeah. You kind of getting.
No, you're going down a little far down.
I know, but I'm just saying that.
Come on, Jay. All right. Damn. Yeah, that's tough.
So okay, what is Santa Barbara? That's coast, but is
that SoCal?
Is that SoCal?
I think that's the start of SoCal.
That is northern Southern California or Southern Central Valley.
You got me spinning right here.
So that's the end. Like Ventura,
So San
Santa
Luis
Barbara?
Obispo
Oh,
is
no,
central.
that's central.
That's central. Okay.
Yeah, the Mustangs.
Yeah.
Santa Barbara, I've always thought as like the northern tip of Southern California.
That's
But
what I think too. And that's why Bakersfield would be central, right?
Yeah.
That's what we all
to
agree.
me,
Yeah.
Like, again, NorCal to me ends Modesto. Modesto's NorCal, no doubt about it.
Okay.
I think when you talk about Modesto, you automatically like, oh yeah, that's Northern California. That's the Valley type situation.
Then through San Jose, down like through,
all that through San Jose. Yeah, that's all NorCal.
Is
the
Fairfield,
Tracy's.
are there more Warriors fans or Kings fans? It's mostly
Warriors.
Warriors
I say
right now, right?
Dubs. Because they want to be Bay Area.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. 15 years ago, maybe we could have a discussion. But ever since Curry and those guys won, they sort of took over that area.
Yeah.
But we all know once the pendulum swings back to the Kings, watch and see how many people start, donning the purple again. It's gonna be it's part of the game.
Jay, we only have a few minutes left. I'm sure we can circle back to this.
Yeah.
You texted us the news last night. Mac Jones, 49er backup.
Yeah, man, come on.
Excited?
We can still talk about
What's wrong with that, Jay? What's wrong? What's wrong with Tricky Mac coming here?
Shanahan finally has his mac and cheese.
Right.
Mac Jones?
He finally got his guy as a backup. No, Jay? You rather have Josh Dobbs, Sam Darnold when he was here?
I take Darnold. I take Dobbs.
$7 million, $5 million guaranteed, maximum value $11.5 million, 2-year deal. Mac Jones, because he wanted to work with Shanny.
Yeah. I mean, are there any more tools in the shed for Mac Jones to display that he hasn't brought out? I'm not sure. I don't really know where Mac Jones' head is at. I'm not sure if he is a rehab project that, Shanny is going to have to take care of. I'm not sure if he just has the tools. As you know, fellas, one of the things you always see with backup quarterbacks, they kind of mimic the starting quarterback, right? You kind of want to keep that same platform. And so Matt kind of resembles Brock Purdy when you really look at it.
Kyle has a type.
Yeah, he does. He definitely does. Yeah.
He does. To me, though, fellas, it signals the end of Mac Jones as a potential starter. Like, Brock Purdy is the quarterback. Some people, he's going to challenge Brock. That ain't happening.
Who said that?
Nah, I think it was what's his name on Twitter? Who's the guy that always writes about the Niners? I'm drawing a blank. That people
Stats Guerrero.
Grant Cohn. I think somebody. Yeah. This signals that they're not 100% sold on Brock Purdy and all that.
I believe it does.
I look at Mac Jones as a journeyman backup the rest of his career. Like unless he performs like a Sam Darnold, gets a chance or something like that. But to me, this signals because Brock is still young. It ain't like he backing up a 50-year-old Aaron Rodgers or a 60-year-old Russell Wilson or something. You're backing up a guy that's not even in his prime yet.
Yeah.
That signals to me the end of Mac Jones as a potential starter.
Tom Pelissero said on Dan Patrick, he said, this does not bear, from my understanding on the Brock Purdy negotiations, they still want to get him locked up for the long haul. So the hot take that, Mac Jones, that means they're putting pressure on Brock. Maybe they're not sure about Brock. It has nothing to do with that. By the way, Aaron Rodgers, according to Fox Sports, the Steelers have an offer.
They really want him.
They're just waiting, and he's deciding on it now.
How's that? Mike Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers, to me, don't fit under the same roof.
I agree. Crazy time.
Yeah.
Would you rather have Justin Fields or Aaron Rodgers right now?
Justin Fields.
To win the championship right now?
Right.
Yes. I don't want any part of Aaron
The
Rodgers.
Juice is over there too. Kyle Juszczyk.
Yeah, I forgot he's out there in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I got my eye on the Steelers because they're starting to snatch a few of the old 49ers up. So they must like what they see. Aaron Rodgers and or
I'll take
Russ.
the other one, whoever the other one.
All right. Okay.
I see where you're going, Whitey. I see where you're going with that. I see where you're going.
DeMar addresses the Kings pace question when we come back to Sacktown Sports.
Tonight, Kings and Warriors. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi, golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer-dropping, overtime forcing, playoffs on the line golf. Tiger, Rory, and more of the best from the PGA Tour, split into 16. Learn more at TGLGolf.com. Tune in every week for TGL matches. Keep up, it's golf.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak high. Find all the parts you need at prices you love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your RV, RV wins.
What are you going to take the RV to the lake or clean out your closet?
RV wins!
Putting the dishes away or taking the RV camping?
RV wins!
Cleaning the fridge or taking a trip to the beach?
RV wins!
You might want to clean the fridge real quick because, mold.
We clean out the fridge, then take the RV out.
With Progressive, you can bundle your RV with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings in your RV. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to the A to Z savings event at AutoZone.
Yeah, happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with the rotors.
Free. Really?
Really, free.
Okay, I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah, how much is that?
Free with 5 quarts of oil.
Free? Really?
Really, free. It's part of the A to Z savings event.
You might as well call it A to free.
At AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with the sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-990-1551. That's 800-990-1551.
Danzig Live. With special guests Down, Aboth, and Cro-Mags. Saturday, March 22nd, 6 p.m., the venue at Thunder Valley. On sale now. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss Danzig.
The Amish have a reputation for craftsmanship, determination, and quality. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. You know, those virtues sound quite similar to the Keys family and the day-to-day values on display at Naturewood. The Amish furniture craftsmanship begins with the finest hardwood, shaping and molding the raw materials into one-of-a-kind art. In addition to the classic styles long sought and revered by discriminating furniture lovers, Naturewood Home Furnishings offers a vast selection that includes transitional, modern, farmhouse, arts and crafts, and other stunning styles, all available in the ultimate Amish standard of excellence built over centuries. All Naturewood Amish furniture is on sale right now for a limited time. Let the Naturewood team guide you through their selection of Amish furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. New Hondas are piling up, and that means big savings for you.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by the league.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports.
Obispo, Kern, and San Bernardino counties. These counties form a perfect straight line through the middle of the state. So if you buy that, then you have to believe there's Northern California and Southern. This ignores the whole notion of a
that's not
Central
true,
Coast.
though. Yeah.
And we know there is a Central Valley and there is a Central Coast.
Yeah, Fresno, Central California.
Yeah, that's not Northern or Southern.
Nah,
That's Central. When was that written, Whitey?
I'm not sure.
Is that I guess it's still relatively recent. I'm like, is that like, before the gold rush or something like that? You know what I mean? Like way back in the day, or is it? Yeah.
If you're dividing it into two, generally that's considered where you divide it. But the central area can be divided into regions. Central Valley, massive valley, runs up the middle of the state. So it's pretty clear. It gets a little trickier when you're trying to decide where Northern California ends and the Central Valley starts. But I think everybody who's been around for a while has a pretty good idea.
Right.
Yeah.
There's nobody's questioning, right?
Right.
No.
But there's no way Sacramento's part of the Bay Area. It's just not. It just isn't.
No. Yeah.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah. That again, for me, it's if you're talking about Bay Area, it's dropping down that hill. As soon as you go over Fairfield, you drop into the hill. It's like, oh yeah, I'm in the Bay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just immediately feel.
You don't have to think about it. You know it, huh?
Put your hoodie on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What's Napa? What's that considered?
That's Northern California.
That's Northern Cal, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just
you talking about, is it Bay Area?
Yeah, it's
not
Napa
its own
Bay,
area.
or-
It's its own area.
Whitey's up.
No, it's just I've
pondering
grown up
that
in
question.
Vallejo. A lot of people in Napa, not everybody, but they were always like looked down on us in Vallejo.
Right.
Their vineyards and everything,
Napa's its own area, though.
Yeah.
It's not, I mean.
That's not the Bay. Yeah,
nah, it's Napa.
It's the wine country.
Wine country,
It's a whole
right?
separate,
that's
separate part of Northern California.
Calistoga. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Okay.
but not the Bay.
All right.
The Bay is nowhere near Napa.
I'm just
Again, the Bay must be in your area
Yeah.
for you to be part of the Bay Area.
There are.
Right, Jay?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Is San Jose Bay Area?
Of course.
Yes,
Okay, all right.
South
I mean,
Bay
I'm just looking at the map. And that's probably the cutoff, I would say, right? We're not Santa
That could be
Cruz
coming
ain't
down
going that.
580.
That's
Yeah,
right. You
Santa
get
Cruz,
into
not the Bay.
Yeah, you're right. Central
Yeah.
California.
Yeah, then you're
Central
getting
Coast
it.
right
Hey,
after that.
the cutoff, if you come in backside 580 Bay is what? What are we calling it? Pleasant Hill? When you see the windmills, that's when you know you're in the Bay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's about it. Like Tracy's not the Bay.
No.
No.
Tracy's
what about
more
Benicia?
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 Benicia? Yeah, absolutely.
That's
Bay.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you got to
that's
cross a
right
bridge
on
to
the
get
water.
there. Right.
Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah, I mean the Carquinez Straits, so that's
Right.
part of the Bay.
Yeah.
That's Martinez, Benicia. That's all Bay Area.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I thought because somebody asked that question on the chat, I believe.
Benicia?
Said Benicia is not the Bay.
Oh,
he said.
yeah. That's the Bay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
is.
Amadrock. I don't consider Benicia part of the Bay. Amadrock said that. Loyal listen.
And you don't consider Vallejo.
I think Amadrock has Vallejo roots, and I know Benicia is another community that some of us in Vallejo, might be a little rivalry there. So
Okay. All right. All right.
They thumb the nose down a little bit on Vallejo. A little bit.
maybe.
Yeah, a little
Maybe.
bit. That's fine.
We get used to a lot of people do that too. So. All right, Drapes, what do you think of DeMar DeRozan yesterday asking this question about pace? And it might have been Brendan who asked the question. We talked yesterday about the numbers. Kings, before the All-Star break, were 11th in pace, which is possessions per 48 minutes. Post All-Star break, they're 28th. So things have been slowing down. Yes.
Wow.
Now, it doesn't mean that's bad. A lot of that is just a byproduct of the people on the roster.
Yeah.
The Kings don't really want to talk about it, which is fine. It's not, Doug Christie was asked about it, and he said, I'm just a fan of beautiful basketball. And sometimes that's what you do at the defensive end too. But DeMar said, whatever way we play, whether it's fast or slow, we've got to make sure we're making the right reads and executing the right way and understand what can we take advantage of, whether it's fast or slow. I think at times we get caught up in whether we're playing too fast or playing too slow, not making the right decisions in those moments. So clearly kind of sidestepping the whole question.
Yeah, but I sort of agree with what he's saying, because, if you're thinking about, are we playing too fast or slow, then you're thinking, and then that's what turnovers can occur and everything like that. I'm of the belief now that this team, because of their propensity for turnovers, needs to play at a slower pace, Whitey. They may not want to. They may not be or whatever, but they need to be. Like, until they become more familiar with each other. When you have a third of a new team, 4 or 5 different new players, and you're trying to play, it's like playing pickup ball almost, trying to learn on the fly. And so I think, and I would like to look at these numbers post-trade deadline too. You know, how much have they, and I'm okay with them playing a slower pace. We talked about that before, you know, yesterday. The number of passes doesn't equate wins. You know, we looked at all the teams at the bottom of fewest passes, and they're all really, you know, good teams. And so to DeMar's point, I think whatever is successful, that's what you do.
Yes.
Sometimes it might be pushing the pace, running, get out and run. But we're not at a point in terms of familiarity where we're not the Warriors back in the day. Like, those guys could get up and down, shoot threes. We don't have that same personnel.
Right. But that's kind of what the Kings were trying to be 3 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So, like I said yesterday, I think for fans, it's an adjustment. And I think maybe, my guess is one of the reasons DeMar kind of sidesteps us a little is because there is, for some people, there's a negative connotation. Oh, they're going to slow it down. But that's all right.
Right.
It doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Limit possessions. You ease the pressure on your defense, which can be iffy. As you said, you take better care of the ball when you're not taking more chances.
Right.
And another great point you made, you know, if you get a rebound and you got a chance for layup, you get out and run, get an easy basket. Whatever level you're playing at in basketball, there's no substitute for an easy basket. You never turn those down.
Exactly. And, you know, I'm looking at the pace numbers. Should I look at for the entire season, Whitey, or just I'll look at for the entire season? You know, when you look at the top of the pace numbers, and this is, I'm throwing this out to you. Memphis, number 1, solid team. Atlanta, Chicago, Washington, Denver, Oklahoma City, Utah, so basically what I'm saying is there's no rhyme or reason. It's like you coach to your personnel, and I don't believe we have the personnel to be a high-paced team.
Right.
Like, I look at a guy like DeMar. What makes DeMar so great is his ability to survey the defense, read the defense, and then make them pay. He's not a hot potato kind of guy offensively, you know? And so I think I'm okay with us being a slower paced team.
I think it fits the personnel better.
Yes, I think so.
They're still figuring some of that out, but yeah, I'm with you. I do think it's difficult. Normally when you have new players come in, they have to adjust to your system. Well, the Kings have had new players and a new coach, and they've changed what they were running. So even the guys that are here have been here the whole time, like Domas and Malik, they're having to make adjustments too. So it's new for virtually your whole team, which is tough to do in the middle of the season.
How about this too, Whitey, when it comes to pace? And I'm looking at the numbers. Since De'Aaron Fox was traded, we're 25th in pace. And I'll have to go back and look at where we were prior to the actual trade. But how about this? When you play at a faster pace, are you perpetually in a rush? And if you're perpetually in a rush, does that affect your shooting? You know, there was a reason why, and maybe this is, you know, this coincides with each other. Earlier in the season, we couldn't hit the side of a barn. I felt like at times, especially a guy like Kevin Huerter, you're moving too fast. You're let it fly, get 0.5 and all this.
Yeah.
Now, since we lowered the pace, what's our 3-point percentage been? Much better since
Trending upwards.
Trending upwards. And so I wonder if those two sort of go hand in hand.
Yeah, the conversation continues also. We'll take a look at NBA.com. They say they know where and how the Kings will finish. Do you agree? That's next. Sacktown Sports.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with the sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com
Oh, I'm ready!
and get ready for the workday.
Joe Montana here. In my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease. Are you 50 or older like me? The CDC now recommends vaccination against pneumococcal disease. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at increased risk and over 6 times greater risk of hospitalization with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50. Schedule your appointment today at vaxassist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer. You know what I love about spring? It's a season of change, and that means it's time for a closet refresh. Enter Kohl's. With the extra 15% off they have going on, I saved on the latest styles for my entire family, like a cute dress for myself, linen shorts for my husband, and spring jackets for my kids. Just add sunshine and we're set. All thanks to Kohl's. Select styles, some exclusions apply. 15% offer ends March 23rd. See store at kohls.com for details.
You can catch me in the cherry red 150. Got the Grizzly locked in the stizzy. Pop the Glizzy doing 60 down a one Wizzy drum.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Talking about it. Up-tempo offenses in the NBA. I know last night, Drapes, we had the Thunder and the Celtics on, and you pointed out that the Celtics attempted how many threes in the first quarter?
22 in the first quarter.
First quarter.
Yes.
So for the game, they had
63.
63 is the third highest total single game by a team ever.
Really?
Yes, the most ever. 2019, the Rockets attempted 70 in a loss. I don't have how many they made here. I'm sure I could find it. The Rockets, 3 days later in 2019, shot 68.
In a loss?
They beat the Lakers.
Oh, they won that one? All right.
The third highest was last night. The Celtics, they tied the Thunder a year ago, February, shot 63. And the Rockets again in 2021 shot 63. The Nets this February, last month, shot 61. Celtics in November this season shot 61. Celtics in October this year shot 61. So, yeah, it keeps those numbers keep trending upwards and upwards and upwards. And the Kings looked like they wanted to be part of that. And now it looks like not so much. I think it's smart not to want to be part of that movement.
Right. And do you think this all stems from the Warriors' success, trying to emulate that? But then you look, they had two of the best ever to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody has that. Like, no offense to Peyton Pritchard, who's a good three-point shooter. Last night, 2 of 9. He took 10 shots, 9 of them threes. You know, Jason, Al Horford. Whitey, in what day and age? Charles Barkley is rolling over in his grave right now. Karl Malone, Al Horford took 12 3-pointers last night. What world are we living in where Al freaking Horford
How many did he knock down?
He knocked down 6. Good for him.
Wow.
Yes.
Shoot more.
I'm like, what do we like? And who'd you bring? We're going to have Chris Mullen coming up here in a minute, in about 15 minutes or so. I got to ask him about that, Whitey. Al freaking Horford is getting 12 3-point attempts. If he's getting 12, Mully should have got like 25 when he played a game.
Yeah, because tonight, Steph is only 2 threes away from 4,000 made for his career. Chris Mullen was an excellent three-point shooter. In his entire career, he made 850.
800.
Yeah, I think 1 year he made more than 100.
That's crazy. That's the game is so different now, so different. And how much of it is the Warriors did it this way, so let's be like them, or is how much of it is the math is suggesting, you know, like I'm looking at it. I don't know if that's a formula for success, Whitey, and here's why. Because you're leaving the chance. We may have an off night. I've seen so many times the Celtics lose at Game 7 because they went cold from 3.
And they keep shooting,
And they keep shooting. Last night, 31% from 3. You only score 112 points and you shoot 63 threes. Maybe take it to the basket. And then here's the thing that upsets me about Celtics fans, because I saw them on social media. Oh, we didn't get to the line at all. How'd they shoot so many more free throws than us? Because 63 of your 94 shots were outside. Like, you got to get to the cup to get to the line.
By the way, the 24th highest single game total for a team is 58 attempts. That was the Kings last April, in that loss to Oklahoma City. I think they blew a huge lead in that
We
game.
lost that
Had a
game.
big lead in that game. In the second half, they didn't make anything. 58 threes. You mentioned the Warriors. That's key here, isn't it? Because when Mike Brown came, he brought some of the components of the Warrior offense, including, running the ball through Domas, like the Warriors ran it through Draymond Green.
Yeah.
And also they shot a lot of threes, spray threes. He talked about that a lot. Doug Christie's talking about that lately, but the Kings aren't really playing that way. And I think, it's an adjustment from the way they played as recently as the beginning of this year. I don't think they want to play that way anymore.
No, I don't think so. And, I understand Doug is saying what he's saying. I get it. But your personnel does not dictate that, like getting up 50, 60 threes. Okay. If you're shooting 40%, but we don't want guys, 30% shooters, just getting them up just because we want 60% threes.
Right.
I think it's a fascinating study, and because Joe Mazzulla has dived deep into this. But when you look at Tatum, Brown, and Tatum has worked on this over the recent years, their ability to get to the basket, they're almost unstoppable, especially Jaylen Brown right now. Like, the dude is a force. And so I think you're sort of taking away some of their superpowers when you just want to get up as many threes as possible. Because, and he's gone on record. It's not how many you make, it's how many you take, which is, I can't subscribe to that.
Yeah. 3 is more than 2, but 2 is more than 0.
Right. Exactly. And that's what happened. That's what happened last night.
Here's what NBA.com says about the way the Kings season will finish. They do a rundown of prediction for all the teams. This is Sean Powell who wrote this. He has the Kings finishing 9th in the West, says 9 Sacramento Kings. Do you agree with this or not, Drapes? Zach LaVine is accomplishing 2 things simultaneously, reviving his career and the Kings season. It appears there is life after De'Aaron Fox. After all, this sounds pretty good, right? It's like I'm waiting for the other shoe to fall. That said, it also appears the beam burned bright. The beam burned bright for only 1 season for this team. The energy within Sacramento doesn't seem as intense now. Time to change the bulb by changing the roster around Domantas Sabonis this summer. Sean Powell. We need to wait and see.
We do. There's a lot to unpack right there.
Yes,
just said,
yes.
Randy. Because based on what I'm reading and hearing right there, he's saying outside of Domas, everything else should be up for sale.
Even though he's saying Zach LaVine is reviving his career and saving the season.
And here's the thing. If you do build around Domas, what players are you actually getting? Domas ain't a spring chicken anymore. Right. You know what I mean? Like, if you're selling off some pieces, Zach or DeMar or somebody like that, you're not getting young players that are entering their prime right now. You're probably getting some picks and things. So Domas won't even be Domas, all-NBA center, when it's time to actually turn this thing around.
Domas is an excellent player. He's underrated. Most Kings fans would agree. His numbers have been off the charts. That said, I don't think you build a team, a successful NBA team, around a slightly undersized center who doesn't make a ton of threes. He makes a high percentage. I just don't see him as the guy that, build around Domas. I hope that doesn't sound like I'm belittling him. I'm not. He's great to have on your team, but I don't see him as like the guy that you build around, Drapes.
Yeah, I agree with you in turn. But here's the question then that I got to ask. Do we even have a guy you build around currently? That's the larger question, right? Well, if not Domas, then who? DeMar's up their age. Maybe Zach.
That seems like the calculation is that maybe he's that guy.
Well, here's the thing, though. I think, in my opinion, in terms of building a champion, you have to identify the guy and then build around that. Now, does Monty and Wes consider Domas the guy? Great. That's their opinion. Is it DeMar? Great. But when you look at every team contending, Boston, Tatum and Brown, they're the guys. You build around them. You look at Donovan Mitchell, you build around him. OKC, Shai Gilgeous, Denver, Jokic, Golden State, Steph Curry. Like, who's our guy that we're building around? Or do we have a bunch of guys that aren't necessarily the guy? And could Zach be the guy? I don't know. That's
I don't think
that's the $1 million
guy.
question. That's
Like
the
a
question.
top 10 type player in the league. And you don't really get one other than probably through the draft, and you're not going to get him for a while. So that's kind of where they are. Doesn't mean you can't be successful. I agree with you, but I don't know that that guy's on the roster right now. And to your point, I think the hope is, we got Zach LaVine. Maybe he can become that.
Yeah, and I'm looking at some of the other teams. The New York Knicks. Brunson's the guy builder. Giannis, Tyrese Halliburton, Cade Cunningham, Trae Young. Every team, it seems. Miami, maybe not so much right now. Is it Hero? Is it Bam? Chicago, not so much. Toronto, is Scotty Barnes the guy? Sixers tried it with Joel Embiid. That's not working. Charlotte. And so I think, Memphis, John Morant's the guy. Lakers, they got two guys. Who's the guy in Houston, would you say? Is it Şengün and you build around him? Or are they sort of still in that?
Jalen and Şengün.
Okay. All right. I mean,
supposed to be Jabari Smith, but he's not quite there.
We need a guy. Like, is it Zach? Is it Domas? We need somebody to take that leap. Whatever that leap may be, top 10. But, Whitey, here's the thing about it. That comes with playoffs. Like, we thought we had the guy in De'Aaron Fox.
Exactly.
We had the guy.
Yeah.
Toe-to-toe with Steph Curry, and then it flamed out. It may take some time to recover from that.
Right.
When you have a guy and you lose the guy, you don't just overnight get another guy. It may take some time to recover from that.
Chris Mullen's going to join us, Warrior analyst, the Hall of Famer. He's probably going to just give us a bunch of Warrior propaganda, right?
Yes,
All
yes.
right. Yeah.
Yes.
We'll see if we
I can't wait. I've been waiting for this.
Talk some sense into him next. Chris Mullen next. Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. A cold Friday morning with some showers moving through too. Temperatures in the valley will be near 40 degrees. Afternoon highs only in the lower 50s with on and off showers. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
At Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. Whether you purchase a new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, Elk Grove Honda has the right Honda at the right price. In the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard, or elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411th North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Our rivers are a part of Sacramento that we can all take pride in. But just one piece of litter can ruin the picture. Alan Stiles here from Sacktown Sports. Let's keep our community beautiful and make Sacramento litter-free. Learn how at BeRiverFriendly.net.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sacktown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SacktownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
We rely heavily on our HVAC systems during the cold valley winters and hot valley summers. That's why there are so many HVAC companies out there. So when you need a new system or a tune-up, where do you turn? I turned to Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating. Once our heater checked out, we checked in at leesair.com. The entire experience exceeded our high expectations. You want prompt service from people who know what they're doing, can save you money, and will treat you right? For your HVAC needs, Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating, on the web at leesair.com. Ask about their $99 HVAC tune-up service, license number 6355355.
The PGA Club fitters at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio know that golf should be fun. They also know that players of all abilities will hit the ball farther and straighter, play better golf, shoot lower scores, and have more fun if they get fitted before they purchase golf clubs. Hagen Oaks delivers the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA professionals. See how the game can be even more fun. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Save Mart and McKee Brothers Plumbing and Rooter Incorporated. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Meanwhile, at Xfinity. Okay, huddle up. Do you realize how many fans stream basketball? It's madness.
But real fans stream with Xfinity Internet.
Totally. We've engineered the fastest connection.
With reduced buffering and low lag.
'Cause making streaming better is what we do! Yeah! Yeah!
Can we let go now? It's really not a huddle with two people.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speed vary, not guaranteed.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California,
Ashton and Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents it's local, but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton and Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton and Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
My wife was like, I want to go to Hawaii and I want to bring the kids. And I was like, whose kids?
Jim Gaffigan. Everything is wonderful.
I spent the entire time applying and reapplying sunscreen, which thankfully makes my skin whiter.
Jim Gaffigan, a night of all new material. Saturday, March 29th, the venue at Thunder Valley. For tickets, visit thundervalleyresort.com.
At Valley Strong Credit Union, we know that local businesses are the backbone of the Central Valley, investing in our neighborhoods, boosting the economy, making the Valley stronger. But when it comes to their finances, where can they turn? A big bank that just sees another number? That's not good enough. Valley businesses deserve Valley support for payroll, credit, cash flow, and everything in between. Valley Business is Valley Strong. Learn how our cash management services can support your business at valleystrong.com.
Like some sort of dynasty and a legitimate championship team. It's very sad.
It really is. They still think they're relevant. You know what I mean? And it's like they're living in the past, if you will. Mm-hmm. You know, it's this ain't 2016, 17, 18 anymore, Warriors fans.
That's it.
It's a new decade.
Like familiar with this. Those are the symptoms.
Yeah, and the thing is, when I go to NBC Sports Bay Area, find people in there. But the issue I have with Warriors fans and their broadcasters and the people you see on pre and post game is they feel like they act like they're better than you. They act like entitled. Yeah, somehow. Like they're entitled. Like Kings are less than. Nah, we smacked you up last season. We beat them, knocked them out of the play-in tournament. We have the momentum in this series. We've taken 2 out of 3 so far. So I feel good about the Kings tonight going into tonight's game.
We're supposed to be chatting here in just a few moments with your coworker Chris Mullen, who already, I guess, is trying to dodge us.
No, he's coming on. He's scared of that smoke. You know what I mean? And much respect to Chris Mullen, everything he's accomplished on and off the court. But when he talks about my Sacramento Kings, we got beef. Like, you think me and Bonte don't get along? Bonte's just being Bonte. Chris Mullen and some of his trash talk is kind of nasty. It's that New York nastiness. Oh, wow. You know what I mean? It got a little bite to it, a little edge to it. He gets me off my game. You know, he makes me upset. The blood pressure starts to rise. And so I told my son, you know, because I was in the car talking to Chris yesterday, I'm like, you know who that was? He's like, no. I was like, it's Chris Mullen. So I got reverence for Mullen and everything he's accomplished, except when he talks about my Sacramento Kings.
Is it true, and you may not want to comment on this, but there's a rumor going around that Chris Mullen tried to contact you right after the Kings lost to the Knicks, and you knew that he didn't want to say, hey, what's up?
Nah, yeah. Here's the thing about Chris Mullen and Bonte.
Yeah.
When the Kings win by 30, beat the Warriors by 30, crickets. Don't hear nothing from them. But as soon as my Kings lose to New York, him and Bonte want to FaceTime me. I just don't get it. Yeah. Call me when I'm up, too.
Here he is, the Hall of Famer, Chris Mullen. How are you, Chris? Is this true? You reached out to Drapes after the Kings fell to the Knicks?
Whitey, you know Drapes, man. He's kind of emotional. He loses his train of thought every once in a while, man. You know what I mean? Especially after a tough L, man. You know what I mean?
What's up, Mully, man? You guys excited to be back in the box tonight after this loss to the Kings?
Drapes, everything's good, man. And TNT got the game, so I'm like, I'm on the sidelines, gonna watch as a fan. I'm gonna enjoy this game tonight.
All right. He's much more muted right now. I don't know. Chris, dude, you can loosen the tie, man. I need the Mully I see in the NBC Sports Bay Area studios, man, because he be killing me out there sometimes, man.
Hey, Jay, we just call like it is, man. You guys are trying to climb that ladder, which is admirable, you know. But obviously the Warriors made a nasty trade at the deadline, and things are a little bit different right now. So, you know, as one of our producers, David Teller, would say, how's the weather down there, homie?
Go ahead, Whitey. Take over, man. Take over.
I will get back to all that, I'm sure. But I want to ask you about this, Chris, because I had the pleasure of seeing you play many, many, many games from the start of your pro career. And you were an excellent three-point shooter, of course. You made 815 threes in your career. Steph's on the verge of 4,000 tonight. Does that number even seem possible to you?
The number's overwhelming, Whitey. And, you know, obviously we're blessed to have watched Steph's entire career. He has revolutionized the three-point shot, made it pretty much as soon as you pass half court. For him, it's actually it's an acceptable shot, which obviously back in the day was not the case. But what sets Steph apart, is his efficiency. He's a 40% career three-point shooter. He works hard to get high-quality shots, which, I mean, some people try to emulate Steph. That's the part they forget. He gets high-quality shots, whether it's off the dribble, coming off screens. He's a tremendous screener himself, so he gets his teammates and himself open. So, you know, what sets Steph apart is his efficiency numbers, both from the field, from the three, and the free throw line. And to be able to do that, it's a commitment to conditioning, scouting report, understanding and dissecting what the defense is trying to do to him. You know, Drapes and Whitey, his entire career, he's dealt with double and triple teams, top blocking, but yet he's able to generate high-quality, efficient shots for himself and his teammates. So one of the most rare players in NBA history is going to go down as one of the greatest of all time.
Hall of Famer Chris Mullin joining us. Hey, Mully, you guys got Jimmy Butler now. His numbers, you know, with the Warriors and with Miami, pretty similar, but talk to me about his impact. What is he doing that necessarily doesn't show up in his stats?
Yeah, Jakes, what he's really done offensively is made the Warriors a fundamentally sound, diverse basketball team offensively. And really, basically, he's allowed them to play inside out, which sounds pretty simple, but for a long time, when the Warriors threw the ball into the post, that was exclusively a passing play. They never even faced the basket, whether it be Draymond, Kevon Looney, whoever was in there, even Jonathan Kuminga at times. He would never even face the basket. It was strictly for split action to kick back out for jump shots. Now with Jimmy Butler, when he catches in the mid-post, he faces up with a live dribble. We know how dynamic he is to get to the paint in one or two dribbles. He can draw fouls. He can make mid-range shots. And maybe as important, create high-quality shots for his teammates. So that simple dynamic there, having the Warriors play inside out, it's made them less reliant on making threes all the time, and it's balanced out their offensive attack where now they got points in the paint. They've been dominating points off turnovers, and more importantly, the last few games they're starting to shoot the three ball, but they've won a bunch of games since Jimmy Butler got here. Not even shoot a 3-point shot and winning games by points in the paint and the free throw line, which was really non-existent pre-Jimmy Butler.
That's the great Chris Mullin. He's an analyst now for NBC Sports Bay Area, of course. Matchup-wise tonight, Mully, from Steve Kerr's standpoint, what do you think he's most concerned about when it comes to the Kings roster?
Yeah, I mean, this is a rivalry game. They've developed a nice rivalry. The Kings got a really good roster. Now, they had some turnover at the deadline. De'Aaron Fox went to San Antonio. They brought in Zach LaVine. So I think that dynamic of Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Malik Monk, the scoring is there. They got tremendous scoring. I love Keegan Murray. So this is a talented roster the Kings have. It's really just kind of, to me, finding their chemistry after that trade. Obviously, when Doug Christie first took over, they were on a tremendous run. I think they're trying to find that type of quality basketball, these last 15, 17 games of the season.
Chris, do you think Drapes and I have talked about this a lot. Is this maybe a team that would be better served to slow it down more? Everybody now is, up and down the floor shooting threes. The Kings seem to be gradually becoming more of a walk-it-up team. Is that maybe the better approach for this roster?
Well, Waddy, I think it's always a combination. I don't think you want to, much like you always hear, when you're playing a great offensive play, you never want to give them a steady diet of the same look. I think offensively is the same thing. You want to have a diverse attack. You have to shoot the three in this day and age. You want to run as much as possible because that's where the high-quality shots are, out in transition, whether it be off a steal, off a defensive rebound. But then what the Warriors have been able to do is do both, combine both. They're very deliberate now in the half court with Jimmy Butler. But what that has done, it's brought their turnovers down. That was the thing that has always haunted the Warriors. So they're really good with taking care of the basketball. They're winning the points off turnover stats almost every night. And most importantly, you get a good shot on goal, which helps your transition defense. So I think it's combining both. I don't think you want to walk it up and be a slow-paced team. Because, look, the Kings, to me, they got a lot of good offensive players. It's really about ball movement, making sure, everyone's involved. But I don't think you can get away from trying to play fast. But what it is decision-making. When it's not there, then commit to that half-court execution.
Sort of how Doug Christie said, break it up into 8 seconds, the shot clock. First 8 seconds, look to push, look to attack, see what's there. Second 8 seconds, run your offense, execute. Last 8 seconds, get into your business, maybe the one-on-one where you got to get on a shot up. Hey, Chris, we just got word that Domantas Sabonis is out tonight. Yeah, that's big for us. Domantas Sabonis is out tonight. What do you think of the Kings with and without Domas, and what have you seen when he's played the Warriors? I remember that playoff series, y'all did a good job. It seems like since then he's been able to do some things against you guys.
Yeah, James, I thought this year is the best I've seen Sabonis play in the last 3 or 4 years, and really because he looked much more confident stepping away from the basket, which is really, to me, it's important for him to play that way, shoot open shots from the perimeter, but I think especially with DeRozan, it gives him more spacing. So I look at DeRozan similar to Jimmy Butler. He's the guy in the half court you can give the ball to in the mid post. He can create for himself, and he can settle things down and keep you organized. So to me, Sabonis being confident, knocking down, 17-footers out to the three-point line is really important. So tonight without him, sometimes it's not the worst thing because the Warriors, no matter what roster Steve Kerr puts out there, they're small. So I don't think the Kings necessarily need a center to compete with the Warriors on a given night. Now, you want him in if a playoff series, of course.
Right.
But on a given night, that matchup is not as important because the Warriors, no matter what roster, as I said, they put out there, they're going to be smaller than their opponent.
Hey, Mully, I know the arrogance of Warriors fans, the organization, the broadcast team, yourself. I know how arrogant you guys can be. But, as fellow East Coasters, me and you, we always like to keep it real. So keep it real with me. What's the ceiling for this Warriors team this year?
First of all, Drapes, I appreciate that compliment. I appreciate your respect and admiration for our arrogance. That's well documented, I might say. But it's Drapes and what? If you look at the numbers now, look, this is the Warriors' third team of the season. They started 12-3. That team was solid. Then they went 14-23, and that team kind of flatlined. This is by far their best version of the Warriors this season with Jimmy Butler. I think they're third offensive rating and third defensive rating. That's big-time numbers, small sample size, but you take it for what it is. So this team, as constructed right now, I think they're definitely a threat to get to the conference finals. And if they do that, that tells me not only they're playing great basketball, they're healthy. And in a 7-game series, I'm not going to bet against Steph Curry. So we have to wait, obviously, to see how this thing unfolds the last 17 games. But the numbers back it up. And to me, the biggest difference is with Jimmy Butler, they've been able to, like Whitey said, and I think Doug Christie's that's a good assessment of breaking down the shot clock. But they've been able to incorporate Butler seamlessly, offensively, most importantly. But it's also had a huge impact on their defense because they don't turn the ball up. That has always been a huge stat for the Warriors with live ball turnovers. They could get out there and shoot, make 23s, but give up 25 or 30 points in turnovers. They're not doing that anymore. And the other thing is they went from 30th in free throw percentage to number 1. And they went from, I'm going to say, 26 in attempts to top 10. Those are staggering changes. They're incredible. And so that had a huge impact on this team. And we all know, look, with Steph in the past with Clay, it was a three-point dominant offense. They're not relying on a three. Now, they obviously can make them. They've had some good games recently, but they're not exclusively relying on making three-point shots, which I think is a huge factor for success.
Chris, you obviously have had a unique perspective on basketball, Hall of Fame career. You've coached, you've been involved in putting teams together. So given all that and given all you know about how difficult it is to put a good team together, how would you evaluate the job that Doug Christie has done this year when he's had to deal with upheaval, with the roster and the way they're playing and just the fact that he was replacing a really accomplished coach?
Yeah, that's a tough. All those things you just mentioned is tough for anybody. Doug, obviously, having been a long-time player there in Sacramento, have a great feel for the organization fan base. I think he's done a great job, and they got off to a tremendous start, incredible start when he first took over, and then obviously the trade. I think the world of De'Aaron Fox. That's a tough guy to replace. I think that guy's a hell of a player. And as you mentioned, Mike Brown's a very accomplished coach. He took on a lot all at once, got off to a great start. Now I think it's much like the Warriors. They're trying to restabilize themselves and get back to that first rendition when Doug Christie took over. And that takes a lot, like you said, between trades and coaching upheaval and things like that. I think he's done a great job. They've got enough time now to stabilize and get themselves together. Obviously, they're going to need Sabonis to get back healthy. But I like their roster. I really do. I like the offensive power they can put out there. Now it's really just kind of combining the offense and defense together and getting on a little bit of a roll here.
Hey, Mully, obviously we're all in the business of trying to chase championships. And one of the conversations we just had before you came on is, who's the guy on Sacramento? And do you need a guy to contend for a championship? From your executive career, from your long line of playing many years and being around basketball, if you don't have the guy, what's the best way to get the guy if you're, let's say, a Sacramento?
Yeah, James, that's a great question. I think it is important to have a pecking order for sure, but that has to be established by the players on the court. That cannot be handed over. Then it's just phony. Then it's not for real. And until that happens, I think what you have is on a night-to-night basis, guys thinking they are the guy. So that always, I think, if you look at the championship teams and teams that have a great success, that person is well established, and it's well established by his performance, not for other reasons. Now, look, Sabonis has been an all-star, so he's obviously, I think, probably the prime candidate. But when you're trying to reestablish yourself, right now, look, the Kings are in ninth, right? So it's not like they're a championship team right now. But if they can get on a roll here, this last 15 games, who's the person that has the most impact in that becomes the guy. So to me, I think it is important to have a pecking order, but I think it's also as important if you don't have the guy to not just, give it away because you want somebody, because then you're not being genuine then. So that process has to play out on the court and by performance, in my opinion.
Well, I wanted to ask you about point guards. You spent a lot of time with one of the greatest point guards, Tim Hardaway, of course, and the position seems to have changed. De'Aaron Fox was an effective point guard here, perhaps not, what people would think of as the traditional point guard. the Warriors won championships without necessarily a traditional point guard. I know Livingston was coming off the bench, but my question is, the point guard position, has that position changed more than any other position since you played?
I think it has, Whitey. I think obviously more scoring comes from that position. I mean, the league in general, over the last 10 years, I know a lot of organizations and a lot of people like to call it positionless.
Yeah.
Until it doesn't work, then you put people in positions when it's not working. So what it really is, Drapes and Whitey, is to me playing to your strengths, staying away from your weaknesses, but then the roster construction becomes so important because you want those talents to complement each other. Like you talk about Fox. I love Fox. I love De'Aaron Fox. I love his speed. I thought he was improved his jump shot. But the fact that his speed, that he had that blow-by speed to collapse defenses.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a gift that can help his teammates. Then you surround him with shooting, right? And that's why I think Sabonis, he rebounds, he gets great stats. But to me, to help DeRozan, he needs to step away from the basket and draw the big man away and not just become simply a dribble handoff guy where you don't have to guard him. Mm-hmm. So the complement of talent is so important nowadays because, like you said, you don't have pure John Stockton type point guards. So you're not just having one guy distribute. So, the combination, we always hear Steve Kerr talking about the combination of guys, not strictly the talent. So what 5 guys function the best is really the most important thing. And I do think that the point guard, that responsibility has changed over the years. But still, you want that guy to be a playmaker, right? And like I bring up Fox because I just thought his speed was so overwhelming that he just created so much havoc with the ability to get into the paint.
Chris Mullin joining us, 4-time All-NBA, 5-time All-Star. Mully, you guys just had the All-Star game down there, All-Star festivities, All-Star weekend. I know you were a big part of it. You've been in 5 All-Star weekends. How do we fix it? What's the key going forward, man? Because is it the players? Is it the league? Like, what's happening with All-Star weekend?
Drapes, I think you have to kind of see what everyone's expectations are. To me, the All-Star game is an exhibition. It's to celebrate the game of basketball. I think over time, it's become almost too criticized or overanalyzed, in my opinion. You don't want it to be guys just out there messing around, but it's never been a playoff type atmosphere. That's kind of, it's somewhere in the middle, right? So I think it's overly analyzed and, in my opinion, overly criticized. I enjoy it. I enjoy it for what it is. It's kind of it's a weekend off, celebrate the game. I sat at the All-Star game and it was a different format. I was sitting on the floor, so I wasn't kind of in the back, but I enjoyed it. It was fine. Like I said, when the weekend was over, I thought it was fine. Mm-hmm. And in the past, like you said, I played in 5. The one that really sticks out that I played in, and this is just because it was my first one. Pat Riley was the coach. It was my first All-Star game. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's last All-Star game. Wow. Pat Riley did a full board of scouting report, strengths and weaknesses, and I was like, "Whoa, this is crazy!" But Pat Riley set that tone. So it's also how it's presented to the guys. So I think it's fine. I'm not one of those guys that, says, they need to play hard and dive on loose balls and take charges. I enjoyed it. If I don't like it, I turn it off. It doesn't bother me. It's not going to ruin my day.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Chris, this is my last one for you. We appreciate your time. The Kings are celebrating 40 years now, 40 years in Sacramento. So before the season started, we had broadcasters and members of the media and fans put together a list of the top 40 Sacramento Kings. The top 2 are 2 guys that you played with. Mitch was 2 and Webb was 1. And I'm just wondering what you remember the most about playing with Mitch Richmond. I know you played with him a lot more than C-Webb, but what do you remember most about playing with those 2 guys?
Yeah. So I remember I think it was 85, 86 came my first year. The Kings came over to Sacramento. So it's been a long. Yeah, so I got great memories of that place. I think they're in their 3rd building now. Yeah, but Mitch Richmond, I mean, he's obviously one of my favorite teammates of all time, one of my best friends. But Mitch is so humble. You know, people don't know, a lot of people don't know, you know, for instance, he's got a championship ring with the Lakers. He was MVP of the All-Star game because he never talks about himself. He was an incredible player. He came to us in 1988. His rookie year averaged 20 points per game, was Rookie of the Year. The next 10 seasons in a row, he raised his average.
Wow.
He started at 20, and for 10 consecutive seasons, that average went up. So you talk about consistency, two-way player. You know, when Mitch was playing, Michael Jordan said he was the toughest guy for Michael to play against because of his defense and his relentless offensive skill set. So one of the greatest players of our generation, and he had a huge impact on my career. And you know, I'm proud to call him one of my favorite teammates, and he's my brother off the court. And then Chris Webber, one of the most talented big men of his generation. I only got to play with him his 1 year. He was a Rookie of the Year also when I played with him. But he came in, I think he was 19, maybe 20, 1 year at Michigan. But I had played against Chris Webber with the Dream Team. He was on that developmental team that played against us. And I remember coming back from the Olympics, talking to Nelly. I think it was in between Portland and going overseas. He asked me about the draft. He had, I think it was Anthony Hardaway, Sean Bradley, Chris Webber. There might have been one other player on the board. And I said, Nelly, Chris Webber by far is the best player. I said, you know, he was in the gym with the Dream Team, and on a few occasions was by far the best player in the gym, including the Dream Team players. So he was an incredible player with those big hands, was a great passer. So both those guys, I mean, dynamic careers, and really helped Sacramento reestablish themselves. And Mitch, look, for the years Mitch was there, it was a tough run for him, but I think he gained so much respect and admiration because he just willed himself and that team to credibility. That's hard to do. You know, it's really hard to do by yourself, but Mitch was able to do that in Sacramento.
Mully, I want to leave it on this one, man, with this question here. You brought up the Olympics, the Dream Team, and everything like that. One, what do you think of the state of international basketball, and how much do you think that 92 team deserves some credit of making basketball as great as it is today?
Well, James, I think European basketball has had such a huge impact on us. I think maybe from San Antonio, really incorporating a lot of that European style, drafting European players. But over that All-Star weekend, you know, obviously a lot of ex-players there. I was talking to Pau Gasol for a while. Great guy, one of my favorite guys, a great player. But he was telling me, we were just chatting about, because we have some mutual friends in Barcelona, but he was telling me, I think in 1992, he was 11 or 12 years old. He said that was the first time that he really felt close to the NBA, and it became like a closer dream to him.
Wow.
So it had an impact on Pau Gasol and that generation of players that came over here from Europe. Obviously, you know, in Sacramento with Vlade and Peja, Hito, all those different European players. But, you know, I think when I came in the league, there was a few European players, few non-U.S. born players. Now a third of our league is foreign born players. And a lot of those players, you know, go back to seeing the Dream Team up close and personal over in Europe. So not exclusive, but had a huge impact. And that was why FIBA, the Olympic Committee, and the NBA with David Stern, that was their major goal, was to really globalize the sport of basketball, try and get as many people worldwide competing, watching, becoming fans, much like soccer. That was their goal. And it seems to be, you know, accomplished and growing each and every year.
Chris Mullin, we appreciate your time very, very much. I do have to ask you, though, you and Bonte with the double team on Drapes, and then sometimes it's Festus, the triple team. It's not fair.
And I ain't got nobody that got my back down there, Mully. Y'all be teaming up on me, bro.
You got to take it easy on Drapes.
Whitey. That's respect and admiration. They used to double and triple team Larry Bird too in Boston. So you know what I mean, Drake? Hey,
I like that, Mully.
Drake, you got to welcome the double team and create for your teammates.
All right. And Mully, hey, you got to admit, I handle it well, though. That triple team, y'all be coming at me. I get my shots off, too, though.
You do a good job. You know, you're a tough kid from the East Coast. But I got to tell you, every once in a while, I just know you're not picking the phone up, man. I just know it.
Yeah, I don't know if you was with Bonte on Monday, but y'all tried to FaceTime me after that Knicks game. I was not answering that one, man. I was not answering.
Hey, Drape, hey, full disclosure, I told Bonte, call Draper right now.
All right, I'll be picking up that phone tonight. I'm going to call you tonight after this game. How about that?
Enjoy the game, Chris.
All right, Whitey and Drape, my pleasure, man.
All right, man.
Thank
Be
you.
good, man.
We appreciate
That's that guy.
All right,
Woo! There you go.
Chris Mullen. Woo. Great career. Two-time Olympic gold medalist. People forget. Also won it in 84. John Stockton was on that team, I believe. Barkley was on that, or did he get cut? One of those.
When he was in the Big East, you had Ewing, and you had Villanova and Harold Presley.
Louis Carnesecca with the sweater, and John Thompson. Yeah. That was the golden years of the Big East, no doubt about it.
When we come back, tell you why tonight's battle cry for the Kings should be Protect the Pumpkin. Next on Sacktown Sports.
Spring is in the air, and there's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. Whether you're shopping for new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. And while life's roads are often filled with bumps, buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Jackson Hewitt wants you to save money on tax prep. We're saving money by having our intern rap in this commercial.
Don't stress, Jackson Hewitt's got expert tax prep, 149 or less. Yo, some tax guys lie about price. What? They got hidden fees, that ain't nice. Ain't nice. Don't ignore MC Kevin's rhyme, cause this deal's for a limited time. 149.
For tax prep that's $149 or less, hurry into Jackson Hewitt today.
No cap.
Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
T-Mobile home internet is all about speed, value.
What you doing, Zach?
First thing, there are so many benefits. You got to talk fast.
T-Mobile home internet ranks #1 in customer satisfaction for home wireless internet by J.D. Power.
Wow, you are good.
Try singing it. T-Mobile has price lock.
They won't raise your rate on internet.
Hulu and Paramount Plus on there.
Get T-Mobile home internet all in for just $55 a month with auto pay and any postpaid voice line.
Additional terms apply. For J.D. Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-902-5454. 800-902-5454.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
With so many newsletters, blogs, podcasts, and such about the game of golf, I appreciate the listen here at Golf to Go. But here's one I look forward to in my inbox. It's called Power Fades and written by a fellow New Englander named Jim McCabe. He covered the game for the Boston Globe for 23 years, going on to cover the PGA Tour for Golf Week magazine, followed by a position with the PGA Tour as Senior Manager of Communications. Since 2021, he has self-published his digital golf newsletter called Power Fades. McCabe says he has a passion for playing golf that is surpassed only by his passion for writing about people who have a passion for playing golf. I open his newsletter with a smile on my face, knowing I'll encounter another's highs and sometimes lows as McCabe writes with great sentiment about regular people's regular lives and their place in the game. And his front 9 musings add humorous reflections to this tidy package. Visit powerfades.com now and thank me later. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi. Golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer-dropping, overtime-forcing, playoffs on the line golf. Tiger, Rory, and more of the best from the PGA Tour, split into 16. Learn more at TGLGolf.com. Tune in every week for TGL matches. Keep up, it's golf.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Your life, your goals, your legacy. With a dedicated Fidelity advisor, it's all part of a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Visit fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE, SIPC.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Do that dap. So how you do that dap? They say, do that. Say they want to do that. I get your butt jumping, hollering about I should have knew that.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Thanks to Chris Mullen for joining us. That was a lot of fun. Hope you were able to catch that. You know, Jay does a great job with our guests, so I thank Jay for lining that up. And Jay says, that was Larry Bird did that. So
the Black Larry Bird over here.
So are you going with Bird or LeBron from here on out now that the Hall of Famer called you Bird?
I actually like Larry Bird. I like that because the LeBron thing I came up with myself.
Yeah.
This was a Hall of Famer who played alongside Larry Bird.
Yeah.
He said, you know, Drapes, you get triple team like Larry Bird did, you know.
Yeah.
So that
By giving yourself a nickname versus someone else.
Yeah, exactly. So
and that gives you the ace in the hole. Someone says, how are you calling yourself Larry Bird? Say, well,
wasn't me. I didn't come up with it.
Maybe, have you heard of Chris Mullen? That's what he called me.
I love it. Yeah. I never. What's crazy is Larry Bird is probably my most hated player in the history of basketball. Like, hated
you were
Larry
a Magic
Bird,
guy.
I was a Magic guy. But I'll be the Black Larry Bird. I'll be cool with that.
Mm-hmm,
you know?
We did get the bad news during the interview that you shared with us.
Yeah, the injury report came out. Sacramento Kings listing Domantas Sabonis as out with the left hamstring strain. So no Domas. Trey is still questionable. Jake is available. But no Domas tonight.
Mm-hmm. And it was nice of Chris Mullen to say, you know, that might be okay.
Yeah.
The Warriors are not very big. Jonas has a big size advantage, but, you know, the Warriors historically have been very good at playing your bigs off the floor when they need to.
Yeah. And you know, I was actually, before you said that, was thinking we always want Domas out there, no doubt about it. But in terms of having to reintegrate him and try to learn how to play, you know, the one positive, I guess, is these guys have been playing with Jonas, you know, for the last 4 or 5 games as a starter. And so that won't be an excuse or something that we have to worry about tonight.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'd like to see, and it won't happen, so I'm not saying it will, but just kind of spitballing. I'd love to see Doug go micro with Keegan at the 5, essentially, with Zach LaVine and DeMar and Keon and Malik.
You kind of can against this Warriors team too, right?
Maybe,
you know, with who? Draymond and Keegan. Ooh, I don't know.
There are some issues.
But then,
there, right?
you know, the rest of the, I don't who's guarding Jimmy Butler?
Might have
DeMar?
to be DeMar.
Yeah.
I think he guarded him some the last time, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah. Go micro small, huh?
Yeah.
I like that.
Micro
I like
lineup.
Yep.
So
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Bad news. By the way, De'Aaron Fox also he's going to have that surgery now.
Yeah.
Shams with the report. So his season is expected to end here. I thought he would have already done that, but.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he continued to play. You know, but when I talked to him after the game the other day when they were in Sacramento, he said, yeah, I'm about to have surgery here in the next week or so. And so everybody knew it was coming.
Yeah.
You know, and so
season-ending surgery on Tuesday for tendon damage in his left pinky, which he may have done in the preseason.
Yeah,
right?
he's been playing all season long, he said, with that. And, you know, I was talking to somebody behind the scenes, and they're like, it's like he has a marble on his pinky. Like if you look at it underneath, it's like bent and it's like a marble sitting on his pinky. And so I don't understand why. I understand wanting to play through it, but if it's affecting your game, look at his 3-point shooting numbers, especially while in San Antonio. Get it taken care of. I wonder what the recovery is for that. Is that a couple of months? Is that 4 months? Yeah. Look that up.
Tonight's battle cry, in my opinion, needs to be protect the pumpkin. What do you make of this, Drapes? The last 6 times the Warriors and Kings have played, the team with fewer turnovers has won the game.
Ooh, you did some research. Okay. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, there are other factors, of course. And some of these games, I mean, the team that's lost has had a lot of turnovers.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that, especially because, this Warriors offense is humming right now. It's clicking. Can't give them any extra possessions, especially in transition. Steph will kill you from 3. So I buy that. I'm backing that up with you, co-signing.
Yeah. Anthony Slater, by the way, going to join us here in about.
I forgot about Slater.
Yeah, about 5 or 10 minutes. I thought Chris Mullen's answer was interesting to the question about should the Kings slow it down. He's like, well, you can't do just one or the other.
Yeah, that's 100% true, man, because, you got to take advantage of what's there. And he co-signed on Doug's 888 comment, about breaking the shot clock into 8-second segments. You look, you see what's there, you attack, you try to get something in pace, and then, you work your half-court offense, and then you get down. What do you call it? The butter clock, I think Doug called it or something. I never heard of it put that way. But, then you get down to your business. And so I think this Kings team can excel at both. Because I look at a guy like Malik Monk. He likes to play fast. I think Zach can play fast easily. We've seen Keegan play fast, and so you got to take advantages of the opportunity. Here's the question, though. When Domas comes back, is he grabbing the ball and pounding it up and running the break? Is he getting it up with the pass? You've mentioned it on the air before. Quickest way to advance the ball is with the pass. I don't feel like we do that enough.
I agree.
You agree with that? Yeah. We got to get it up quicker.
I feel like maybe they're trying to get away from that a little bit. I hope they are. But it was really interesting what Chris Mullen said to you about, when I said that you were getting triple teamed. What he told you, though, that's something that somebody taught him. And we're just kidding around here, but he goes, hey, Drapes, you got to embrace the double team.
Bring it in.
And set up your teammate.
At
some point, someone taught him that.
100%.
Because he had to do that, especially in college
and
I'm sure in high school.
Yeah, and, when you're a Hall of Famer, you've probably seen all kinds of defenses thrown at you, and you can't force it. And I think, honestly, Steph Curry is phenomenal at that. You know what I mean? Not only, obviously, accepting the double team, but then also drawing out the double team. Like when they double team him, he's trying to backtrack to create more of a space for Draymond and those other guys to play 4-on-3. And so I think, I will say this. Don't you think the Kings have done a great job defending Steph, though? Aggressively trapping him, where they make it difficult for him to even make that pass out of the double team.
It's hard because he doesn't stop moving sometimes. He just keeps going and keeps going.
Who's guarding him tonight?
Resets. I was talking about that with Alan Stiles. Keegan? I don't know. Alan was saying Keon, and I think Keon's going to spend a ton of time on him, but might start Keegan on him. I don't know. How about you, Coach?
I don't know. Is this a game where Keon gets the start? I'm not saying it's going to happen, but in terms of matchups, this would be a good game to have him starting because then you can have Keegan on Jimmy Butler.
Yeah. Then you got a whole other problem potentially, right? With then Malik, when you're already trying to fix chemistry issues and get everybody on the same page.
These are problems you want to have in October, November, not in March when you're trying to push for a championship. It's hard to do that, or a playoff spot.
We'll see what Anthony Slater thinks of the whole thing. The Athletic NBA Insider joins us next on Sacktown Sports.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever. That's 4 lines on unlimited welcome for just $25 a line per month with autopay plus taxes and fees. You'll also get the new iPhone 16 Pro, 4 of them for the entire family when you trade in up to 4 phones from our top brands. That's a new phone for everyone, only on the network you can count on. Verizon. Visit a store today. 20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply for phone offer. See Verizon.com for details.
Buying a home used to feel like a complete headache. Listings here, pre-approval there, financing somewhere else. Now, Rocket is giving every home one address. Rocket.com. A single seamless homeownership platform to help you find, buy, sell, finance, and refinance your home. Everything you need, all under one roof. Visit Rocket.com, the new home for all things homeownership. Rocket. Own the dream.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter? Right? And the best part? They accept Discover. Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
T-Mobile home internet is all about speed, value.
What you doing, Zach?
First thing, there are so many benefits. You got to talk fast.
T-Mobile home internet ranks #1 in customer satisfaction for home wireless internet by J.D. Power.
Wow, you are good.
Try singing it. T-Mobile has price lock.
They won't raise your rate on internet.
Hulu and Paramount Plus on there.
Get T-Mobile home internet all in for just $55 a month with auto pay and any postpaid voice line.
Additional terms apply. For JD Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Tonight, Kings and Warriors. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Come check out Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com, and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. New Hondas are piling up, and that means big savings for you.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at folsomlakehonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
The Drive Guys, live and local. Every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
Kings and Warriors, is this a rivalry? Oh, let there be no doubt that there is after Chris Mullen just told us, oh, yeah, this is a rivalry,
yes.
right?
If the Hall of Famer says it, got to be true, right?
Yeah. Tino, by the way, in the chateau says, oh, to be compared to Larry Bird. Wow. So everybody's
that might be one of the highlights of my life right there. Chris Mullen, compare me to Bird. I'm okay with that.
Actually said you have to do what Larry Bird did. I mean, you could quibble.
Hold on. Now you're backtracking a little bit. Now you're changing it up. Come on, man. Just give me that.
Nice to join us as he does every week. Athletic NBA insider Anthony Slater. Slate's bad news for the Kings. No Domantas Sabonis tonight. Yeah. How does that impact the game plan tonight?
Pretty significantly.
Yeah.
I wonder. I mean, I immediately just think about how many Valanciunas minutes can the Kings have against the Warriors. This used to be a question in in those big Memphis Warriors games when Valanciunas was part of those early Ja Morant teams. I actually remember Valanciunas had a really good play-in game against them. Remember when the young Ja Morant upset the Warriors in the Chase Center? Yeah. That night Valanciunas was really good on the glass, I remember. And especially the Warriors, backs against the wall, they want to go small. They want Draymond Green at center, 6'6". small and fast. And there have certainly been times in the past that they've like basically run Valanciunas off the floor. But that's always been kind of the seesaw. Can he beat them up enough on the offensive glass that it punishes them, or is he exposed too much out in space against these really quick lineups that he has to get taken off the floor? And if he is, with no Sabonis tonight, what lineups can the Kings go to? Is it maybe like a Jake LaRavia type game? Can you get into some small, fast combinations to stay in the game?
Slates, who do the Warriors start at center? Is Quentin Post a starter now? What's their starting five with Jimmy Butler and Draymond, obviously, and Steph, and no Pajemski tonight? Yeah, what's their starting five?
Yeah. Well, you said that there, no Pajemski means Quentin Post very likely will start. He started the last few games without Pajemski because Pajemski has a little back injury. If he was available, they would start really small, as they did coming out of the break in Sacramento, where it's Draymond at center, nobody in the lineup's taller than 6'7". Jimmy Butler is the tallest player. But tonight I would expect Quentin Post, who's 7-footer, but he's a real stretch, thin, tall type shooter at the 5. He's not your bruiser. He's not Kevon Looney, certainly. Looney will get some backup center minutes. But Jonathan Kuminga comes back tonight, and I would expect him to close without a center on the floor. I think the big minutes in this game will be with Draymond Green at the 5.
It seems like whenever they play the Kings, Quentin Post turns into Jack Sikma or something. Slates, the Kings are fighting to move up.
Larry Bird, right?
Yeah, there's only one Larry Bird comparison here. Only one Larry Bird comparison.
Kings fighting to move up, of course, to maybe the 7th race spot, and they're running out of time. But how big is tonight's game for the Warriors now, the way Minnesota's playing?
Yeah, I mean, every game's big for both teams right now at this stage, and I do think tonight is kind of, if the Warriors can beat the Kings tonight, they would be 4.5 up. If they lose, the Kings are not only 2.5 back of the Warriors, but they would get the head-to-head tiebreaker. So to me, a Warriors win tonight, I think basically makes it so the Warriors can't go below 8, because I think that's enough separation considering the Kings' schedule. But, I guess so if you flip that on the Kings side of things, like if they lose tonight, I think the highest they can go to 7. If they win, they're right in that kind of muddled mix, and 6 is at least still an opportunity there. But as you mentioned, I think right now if you're the Kings, you just want to be on the 7-8 side of the play, and that's the biggest thing. And then, Minnesota's one of the hottest teams in basketball. You mentioned it, but they blew the Nuggets out the other night. And any loss right now, really for the Warriors or anyone in that mix, you're in danger of, no matter how good they've been playing lately, of sitting in the play-in. And I'm sitting here waiting somehow, expecting the path to be a Warriors-Kings playing game on that Tuesday, Wednesday night of playing week. It always is.
You've been saying that for a while, huh? Yeah.
Yeah. There will be an elimination game between the two, and likely played in Golden One Center, because I feel like all the big games are in Golden One Center.
Anthony Slater joining us. Slate, you mentioned the return of Jonathan Kuminga. How do you expect Steve Kerr to use him? Any kind of minutes restriction tonight?
Yeah, pretty careful minutes restriction. He's missed 31 games. He really messed his ankle up. So I'd expect 20 minutes. They're talking 5-minute spurts. He's going to be coming off the bench. So you're not going to see a ton of him. They're just trying to shake the rust off of him. But if he looks good and he's making sense, they might make those spurts to close halves theoretically. But it's a big question for them: is how is he going to fit in this new world, with this new Jimmy Butler world? This is not the team that Kuminga left. So But like I said, it's going to be a light minute total for him tonight.
Catching up with Anthony Slater from The Athletic. And Slates, I don't mean to dredge up the past, but it wasn't that long ago. Is Mike Brown's dismissal still in any way a motivational chip for the Warriors when these two teams play?
I think in a sense of I could see Draymond Green, if there's a night type 3 tonight, chirping over at the Kings bench and maybe making a comment that's lightly related to it. They definitely feel a type of way. Mike Brown is very close with several members of the coaching staff, obviously several of the players. So they did not like how that went down. As much of the league obviously didn't like it from a Mike Brown perspective. So I don't think pre-game speech tonight Steve Kerr is bringing it up. But like I said, Draymond Green is known to throw a petty comment or two, especially once the game is or isn't out of reach.
Let's continue to coach talk here with Anthony Slater. Let's talk about Doug Christie in his future in Sacramento. How much do you think it's still left to be decided, and do we need to see this team, finish strong towards the end of the season here for Doug to get a shot to return as coach?
Yeah, I mean, I think he can't have like the bottom fall out, but in some ways, I think the bottom almost can't fall out at this point because of the Mavericks and Suns just kind of tailspin. Like at this point, it's very, very likely that they're at least going to be in the play-in. And then sure, maybe it comes down to if they can get out of the play-in into the playoffs or if they don't. But again, it's like I never like decisions being made on one night of basketball, right? Like so I think they've won at a good percentage with him there. He seems to have inspired, the locker room to a degree, and the noise that we've heard and me and Sam reported last week in our stories,
Yep. We lost the slates.
From coach here, but you mentioned it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got
lost
you back
a minute
now.
ago, but you're back now. Yeah.
Yeah. We reported it last week, but it seems like momentum is building in many ways for him to be the long-term answer at coach, at least beyond the season. But that's yet to be decided. And certainly what happens over the next several weeks will matter.
Slates, speaking of coaches, from Steve Kerr's perspective, what do you think is his biggest concern about the Kings in this matchup tonight?
Yeah, Levine going off would be one, right? How hot has he been lately? DeRozan's pump fakes. He always, Steve Kerr's always so obsessed with like random fundamentals of the game, and it's like if the Warriors jump at 3 or 4 DeMar DeRozan pump fakes and put him on the line for 11 free throws tonight, he might break a clipboard. So stuff like that. Typically, historically they've been all very worried about the Kings up and down speed. And dribble handoff game with Sabonis and Malik Monk and Fox getting out in the open court and the pressure. But that's kind of like the Kings have reformed, right? I mean, That's really not the Kings team that the Warriors are facing tonight. So it's different stuff he has to worry about.
Hey, Slates, we discussed this a little bit earlier, and one of my takes was that outside of OKC, I think everybody is vulnerable in the Western Conference. How likely is it that we see a first-round upset, a lower seed beating a higher seed in the Western Conference?
I would guess at least one, right? And, where are the Lakers going to end up? I know a couple of weeks ago it looked like they were going to be the 2, but they've got a hellacious schedule coming up and no LeBron James. Like, there's a chance they could drop into the 5-6 range. And then you're talking about maybe, the Lakers being a lower seed, and do you consider that an upset if it's LeBron and Luka healthy by that time and they beat like a Rockets? Like, are the Rockets I guess I would say like this: if the Rockets in Memphis are 2-4 or 3-4, yeah, I could definitely see either of those teams or both of those teams losing in the first round to a Lakers, Warriors, Timberwolves. The West is going to be wild. Really the whole playoffs in the West should be pretty wild.
Slates, we appreciate it. Enjoy the game tonight. We look forward to your coverage.
All right, fellas.
All right, babe.
Good.
Talk to you next
easy.
week, man.
Anthony Slater from The Athletic. When we come right back, the Kings against the Warriors. Kings fans needing some positivity. How can the Kings deliver it tonight? Next, Sacktown Sports.
Hey, daydreamer. Did we catch you thinking about your dreams? With Wells Fargo Premier, a team can help you plan for them. So let's imagine your biggest dream. Not the easy one, the one behind it. The one you work towards every day and every night. Can you see it? Then we can help you plan for it. Ready to start planning for your dreams? You can at wellsfargo.com/getpremier.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
About 6 or 7 years after Sacramento's professional basketball team moved here, that's when we bought our house in the area. And we had the same HVAC system. I don't know how long it had been there. It was there when we bought it. So no surprise that recently it cashed out. There are so many HVAC companies out there. How to choose. It's incredible how many companies are out there. A friend recommended we check out Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating at leesair.com. It was great advice. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating was ready to come out the day that we called. They treated us with a lot of respect, and they took care of us personally. We answered the phone to the guys who installed our new HVAC unit. So it comes down to why should you choose Lee's? They offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee. 4.8 stars on Google. So, yeah, a lot of friends recommend them. They've won awards for their service. They've spent more than 40 years serving the Valley's HVAC heating and plumbing needs. You can trust Lee's with installation and repair of your AC, furnace, and water heater, plus residential and commercial plumbing repair and commercial HVAC services, too. You can find out more at leesair.com. Check out their mission statement. It's all about serving customers and serving the community. And check out their $99 HVAC tune-up special. Let Lee's take care of you the way they took care of me, treating us like family while setting us up with an HVAC system that has improved our quality of life. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating, license number 6353355.
There's nothing quite as serene and beautiful as our Sacramento rivers. It's something we can all take pride in. But just one piece of litter can ruin the picture. I'm Alan Stiles from Sacktown Sports. Let's work together to keep our community beautiful and make Sacramento litter-free. Clean rivers don't just mean beauty. They mean healthy fish, safe swimming, and a vibrant ecosystem. So remember, be river-friendly. Every little action makes a huge impact. Visit BeRiverFriendly.net now to be a part of the difference.
Jerry and Kenny here from Bell Brothers. And if you've even thought of replacing your old, outdated, inefficient windows, now is the time to take action.
Right now at Bell Brothers, when you buy one window, you'll get the second one for 30% off. That's right. Buy one, get the second one 30% off. That's real savings, up to $6,000. You have to buy at least 4 windows to qualify, and you can't mix windows and doors. But beyond that, every second window is 30% off. For example, when you buy 10 windows, you will get 5 windows at 30% off. We also have 0% interest financing available for qualified buyers. Call for details. To take advantage of our buy one, get one 30% off sale, call Bell Brothers now at 916-444-1234 or find us online at theNoSurpriseGuys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
If you've always wanted to be a part of that Jeep life, there's no better time than now than the 2025 Jeep Wrangler. And no one has a better selection than Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. The Jeep Wrangler has been unmatched in off-road capability for over 80 years. But being a Jeep owner, it's so much more than the performance on and off the road. It's a lifestyle. It's camaraderie. It's the versatility and the customization. The new Jeep Wrangler, it's better than ever. And you won't be able to find a better car buying experience or selection than at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. When buying a new grill, every detail matters. For March, grab a $149 gift with purchase of every new Napoleon Prestige stainless steel grill, including a pizza lover starter kit and much more. More March savings include up to $79 off Rogue models. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last, with a lifetime warranty and premium stainless steel that boasts quality. See how Napoleon will help you achieve the perfect grilling experience. Visit Green Acres Nursery today with your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Whitey's Wayback Machine quiz is coming up about 10 minutes. Speaking of sports history, I just saw this on Twitter. Tell me if you would, please, Larry Bird, Jay, would this not make for a great movie? I'd never have heard of this before. This is Baseball History Nut on X. I'm assuming it's true. In 1910, it says, there was a baseball team of death row inmates. Their executions were delayed as long as they kept winning. Isn't that the great? Wouldn't that be
true?
As far as I know, I've never heard of it. They're presenting it as true. Wouldn't
Who's
that be
presenting
a great?
that? What is that like?
Baseball History Nut.
Damn,
I'll look
I
into
never
it.
heard of that. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a great movie?
That would be, right? Like, and what were they on death row for? Like, is this
you don't get put on death row for just robbing a bank,
But back then, who knows, right? Like,
I'm assuming they were, killed people.
Interesting,
things like that.
yeah. But as long as you kept playing and winning,
those clubhouse fights, you don't want any part of.
Right. How about them PEDs, big fella? Back then, shoot, I'll take whatever to stay alive, man. PEDs. Yeah.
Then I saw something else on Twitter that I think would make for an interesting documentary. The LA Sparks in April, they're conducting tryouts for their men's practice players. How about that?
I know. If I was in shape, like back in the day, like if I was like 25 or 20, that'd be awesome, man. That'd be awesome. Let me ask you this, though, because on this show and in sports talk radio and media, we get a lot of info from social media, Twitter. How much of it is like, do you have a hard time parsing what's true? Like, do you have to, like, when I look at it, I'm like, nah, that ain't true. Like, but people are presenting things as fact. You gotta, like, you can't just accept what you see on social media anymore as true.
No.
Like, and there's some other platforms, Blue Sky and things, but everything now I'm skeptical about when I see it on social.
And it's not just about, well, is that actually Woj or Shams or whoever? It's just somebody throws something out there. It doesn't matter who it is. Like, I'm pretty skeptical about everything.
Everything now. Yes.
That's like, like this thing about the death row inmates. That might be true.
That might be true.
Interesting.
You got to do some more research on that. Yeah, look into it a little bit more. Nowadays, man, you can't just, so-and-so said this. Like, the worst is like when things are attributed to people and they never said it. It's so much fake stuff out there. It's hard, man. It's hard to decipher.
Well, there's so many people that are just blatantly lying and don't care.
Exactly.
They even know it's not true.
Right.
Sometimes people, I thought it was true. And now there's a lot of stuff like that the people who are putting it on know there's no way that's true.
Yep. You just got, your trusted sources, like the people you follow.
Yes. Is it true that the Kings will emerge victorious tonight?
100% fact.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Blue check that.
Yes. Yeah. That's, I think the boys will be ready. 2 days off in terms of no games, hard practice yesterday. Obviously no Domas, Hurts. This Warriors team is tough too, though, Whitey. I think it's going to be an all-time great game. I think it's going to be, sort of like the Clippers game when both teams understood what was at stake out there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the Kings have to make a statement, even if they don't win, don't they? I think they do. They have to come out and show that collectively, as a team, they have the will to hold up in a hostile environment and compete.
Yeah, and I agree they got to make a statement. But to me, the statement is just win the game. Like, to me, if it's ugly, if you turn it over 20 times, we're not into, like, pretty wins or, moral victories or pretty losses or
right.
Just get it done somehow, some way. It may be ugly. It may be you shoot 40%, only score 98. But if you win, but to your point about it making a statement, can you make a statement in a loss tonight, Whitey?
Well, that's if your bar is low,
Right.
Honestly, and I've kind of been there. If you're thinking, the way they got blown out in the last game, hey, if they're competitive on the road tonight, that's something. That's kind of what I've been thinking, but I understand what you're saying.
What I mean? Yeah.
That can't be acceptable. You need more than that.
We need more than that right now. We need W's. We need wins. And, when I look at it too, the competition we're battling for position with, we don't own the tiebreakers against anybody like that we're trying to beat. Clippers own it. Warriors win tonight, then it's tied. I believe Minnesota owns it. Or at least that's 2-2, I think. But we don't own the tiebreaker against anybody.
Yeah.
And so that's scary.
Tonight.
Yeah, we need a tiebreaker tonight.
Yeah, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Noodles has been hanging on.
Noodles.
What's up, Noodles?
So, what's up, guys?
What's up, man? What's going on?
So, you were talking about the inmate baseball team.
How did I know that's what you were calling about? When I saw Noodles call, I was like, I know what he wants to talk about.
So my grandfather was drafted in the Korean War, and he was based in Dothan, Alabama. I forget the name of the Army base there. But he was on the baseball team there, and the commanding officer of the base kept bumping him further down the list as they were playing baseball because my grandfather was so good. So he'd come up close to the top of the list of the guys who would go over to Korea for the war. And they're like, all of a sudden his name would get bumped down to 50th.
That's awesome because he can swing a bat, huh?
And it was all of his baseball players, the same thing. So if you played baseball and you played well, you didn't go to Korea there.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. Did he pass any of his talent down to you?
Hell no.
Thank you, Noodles. Appreciate it. That's funny, though, because also, and I'm sure that's true, but Ted Williams flew a jet in the Korean War, and he's a pretty good hitter.
Yeah. He went overseas, right? Yeah.
Yeah. He flew. I mean, he was a combat pilot. Yeah. He probably wouldn't have. Ted Williams would have been, I don't want to be on that list. I want to fly. I've heard of, there's a Korean player, Chin Soo-hoo. So it's like you play for the Korean international team. If they qualify for the Olympics, then
recently, right?
Yeah, but if they don't, you have to go in the Army.
Yeah, exactly. I heard that. That was recently, right at the Paris Games or something like that.
I think it was a couple Olympics
years ago. Okay,
the guy in the Indians. I feel like that's not Chin Soo-hoo. I feel like I'm saying his name wrong. But anyway, it's like, you're on the team, and if you guys get into the qualify for the Olympics, you're good. But otherwise, you have to join.
You got to serve.
Army.
You got to serve. Mm-hmm. I think that happened with some golfers too. I feel like
probably
as well. Like it was like either you make this Olympics team and get over there, or you're going to have to come out and serve as well.
It was Shin Soo Choo.
Shin Soo Choo.
His name. I apologize. Yeah, good lefty swinger there, Jay. Yeah. By the way, did you
play for the Rangers for a while?
Yes, sir. Did you hear who might buy the Tampa Bay Rays?
I have not.
Eddie DeBartolo Jr.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. I did see that.
49er owner who's now 78, I think. He may have interest in buying the Tampa Bay Rays.
Get out of here.
And
but then they'll stay there. Right, that's what I was about to say. Did you hear the news today?
No,
they
sir.
scrapped plans for a new stadium today.
Yeah.
They halted all kinds of plans and construction on that. So it sounds like they could be on the move.
Could go to Montreal. Maybe they go to. Wouldn't that be crazy if Tampa Bay went to Oakland and then I don't know.
Listen, real quick here, Whitey, about the Olympics. For 58 golfers at Le Golf National this weekend, an Olympic medal would mean national recognition, a shiny medal, and a place in the history books. But for Tom Kim and Ben An, it would be life-changing. The nation rules that able-bodied men aged 19 and over, regardless of their career, where they choose to reside, must return to the country and serve between 18 and 21 months in the armed forces. This is in South Korea we're talking about.
Yes.
They can postpone the date of their service without a significant cultural justification like an Olympic medal or a gold medal at the Asian Games. So if they win an Olympic medal, they can postpone their service.
Yes, and Shin Soo Choo is also South Korean.
South Korean also.
That's the good one because it's the opposite of the Civil War. Korea.
Is that how you remember
South
it?
Korea is the good one, whereas the South was the bad one in the Civil War. That's how I remember it.
Dude, I just know it. I mean, I just know that. Yeah, I just know that.
All right, when we come back, we'll see what else you know in Whitey's Wayback Machine
quiz.
It's
time. Okay.
Yeah, it's coming up next. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. A cold Friday morning with some showers moving through too. Temperatures in the valley will be near 40 degrees. Afternoon highs only in the lower 50s with on and off showers. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
At Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. Whether you purchase a new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, Elk Grove Honda has the right Honda at the right price. In the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard, or elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411th North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter? Right? And the best part? They accept Discover. Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer. Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times. Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants? These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome.
You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends at American Energy. It's cold, and American Energy wants you to stay warm and make sure your system's operating safely. Here's the deal. A $49 tune-up inspection, which is regularly $119. That's a full safety and duct inspection. But guess what? If your system's over 10 years old, the tune-up is on them. That's right. It's free. Give them a call right now. $50 off your first recommended repair. And if you need a new furnace, half off the price of a new unit. Oh, by the way, breaking news. They're hiring right now. Here's the deal. They'll train you, full benefits, generous incentive-based pay. Just call today for more details at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Not only great deals from American Energy, but possibly a new career for you. Check them out at theaeway.com for an instant quote and tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Progressive knows when you're in your RV, you're already on vacation. That's when you become Vacation You, who just camped where there's absolutely no shade. Even though regular you burns easily. In fact, Vacation You burns too, but is too stubborn to admit it, which is why regular you gets in trouble at the dermatologist, because Vacation You doesn't do doctors. So bundle your RV with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Sacktown Sports is bringing you the biggest live events in town. Whether you're rocking out or dancing the night away, check out the Sacktown Sports live events calendar. Crank it up with Steel Panther at Ace of Spades on March 15th. Then catch rising country star Alexandra Kay the next night, March 16th, also at Ace of Spades. On March 22nd, experience the magic of the Ronstadt Review featuring Jasenia at the Crest Theater. Then get ready for an epic night. Papa Roach and Rise Against take over Golden One Center March 29th, while comedy legends Jay Leno and Arsenio Hall bring the laughs to Hard Rock Live Sacramento on that same night. And for country fans, Lee Brice and Walker Hayes hit Ironstone Amphitheater on June 21st, and Parker McCullum takes the stage August 16th at the Ironstone Amphitheater up in Murphys, California. Don't miss out. Find more info and score your chance to win tickets at SacktownSports.com. The Sacktown Sports Live Events Calendar. Your ticket to the best seat in the house.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
We're going to get back to the Kings talk. The High Flyers in studio. We'll see if we can't get his thoughts as well. But right now it's time for Whitey's Wayback Machine Quiz, which is brought to you by Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating. Before I get to that, I want to let you guys know how the bracket's coming along for the Spring Silliness, which is the Whitey's Wayback Machine Quiz tournament. Right now, Draper, you're currently...
I'm number one seed.
You are the one seed.
Yeah, what?
Easily.
What are you going off the last week or something?
You, bro.
Off the last week?
This is all based on the Kev Palm rankings.
No,
right.
man, please.
Draper, as of right now, would be playing the Emron Brendan Nunes winner in the first round. Ramsey against Carmichael Dave in the first round. That's in the Draper bracket.
What seed is that? 4 or 5 matchup?
They're not seeded. They're not seeded.
I'm like, those two jokers?
They're not seeded. Ledbetter against Jay Ross, and then Jay against Christopher Law. That's the way it's looking here right now.
Well, That might be upset. That got upset written all over Jay and Verlon.
Here we go. You see, all of a sudden, as soon as you mention me, it's an upset.
No, I'm just
all
saying,
of a sudden, it's a 2 versus a 15. Okay.
I'm just saying.
All right. How the hell did Drake get a number 1 seed?
Well,
I've been dominating.
You ain't been dominating nobody around here. I must have been on
I'm
vacation.
2-0-1 this week.
I must
has
be
the
on
belt,
vacation.
So as of right now, he's the 1 seed. We'll see him.
2-0-1.
Maybe
Don't
you'll
believe
do
that.
something about that today, Jay. Here are your categories here. You're up first today, Drapes, right?
Yeah, let's go this. Yeah.
We have this date, what year in baseball? This date, what year in the NBA? 1960, 1983, 2021, and happy birthday to who? And I know you guys don't have them written down, so if you just ask
say that again.
This date, what year in baseball? This date, what year in the NBA? 1960, 1983, 2021, and happy birthday to who?
I will do this date NBA.
All right. This date, what year in the NBA? You want, I'll read you the question. You decide who goes first.
Yeah.
Celtics beat Syracuse to become the first team to win 60 regular season games in one regular season.
I'll let Jay go first.
This day, what year, Jay? The Celtics beat Syracuse. They become the first team to win 60 regular season games in one season.
Peter, one more time. I'm sorry. I had to. No, man. Listen. I got to get you set up for your show.
Yes, that is allowed. Celtics beat Syracuse to become the first team to win 60 regular season games in one season. This date, what year? Yeah, anybody can ask a high flyer too, I think, if you want to.
Nah. Ain't no phone a friend here. Ain't no phone a friend here.
I'm going 1954.
1954, Drapes.
Really good guess, Jay. That's a really good guess. Wrong, but it's a good guess. No, that's a good guess. 60 wins? 55.
1962.
Yeah, high flyer.
Don't give me no damn dog. You didn't want me to join the show, man. No, don't call me.
Because I don't want Jay to have any kind of reason why he lost. Oh, high flyer messed me up. And Jay, take this spanking like a man.
Okay.
All right,
I
Jay.
need to whip my belt back out here for it.
This
Matter
day-
of fact, I'm about to send him go get a switch.
This date, what year in baseball? 1960, 1983, 2021, and happy birthday to who?
Happy birthday to who?
I like this.
Birthday to who?
Now, hold up. How is this a...
There's
he can
it's
choose
not-
who goes first or second or anything like that? or-
You want to go first here because it's not multiple choice. It's not a closest two.
Okay.
And there could be no point awarded here. But Jay,
yep,
born this date, 1960.
Oh,
Hall of Famer, 12 years in the majors, an All-Star in 10 of them, 6 Gold Gloves in center field, 20 or more homers 6 times. Led the American League in hits 4 times.
That's a lot. Wait, start over.
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
It's a Hall of Famer, 12 years in the majors.
Okay.
10-time All-Star.
Okay.
6 Gold Gloves in center field.
Okay.
20 or more homers 6 times. Led the American League in hits 4 times. 318 batting average. 308 over 2 World Series, both of which his team won. Happy birthday to who? Hall of Fame center fielder, born on this
Hall of
date,
Fame center
1960.
fielder.
10-time All-Star. You have a guess, High Flyer? You don't say it if you do. I'm just wondering if you do.
I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm on the outside. I'm on the outside looking in.
That's a hell of a career. Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
12 years in the majors, All-Star in 10 of them. 6 Gold Gloves in center field. 20 or more homers 6 times. Led the American League in hits 4 times. Hit 318 for his career. Hit 308 over 2 World Series, both of which his team won.
There's
so he's a
65.
two-time World
Series winner, and there's 65?
No, 1960, right?
He was born in 60.
He was born in 60.
Oh, 60.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's 65.
65. Oh, yeah, 65. Right?
6 Golden Gloves.
He's actually no longer with us, unfortunately.
Oh, you giving too much information, Whitey.
No, I'm not.
Saying, right. This is a tough one. I have no idea.
I'm sitting there trying to think of who it is.
Y'all struggling. They stalling, Whitey. They stalling.
We got time.
Do you have an idea?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you don't have an idea?
No idea.
Do you have any idea, Drapes? It's not your turn, so don't say it. But
no, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
We may have to call it.
The Star Wars music gonna be over with.
I know.
We may have to punt on this one.
Hold on. Let me just get my bearings real quick on this one.
Oh, Lord.
I'll read it one more time.
Yeah, one more time.
Yeah.
One more time.
Born this day, 1960.
Okay.
Hall of Famer, 12 years in the majors, All-Star in 10 of them, 6 Gold Gloves in center field, 20 or more homers 6 times, led the American League in hits 4 times, 318 for his career.
12-year
Hit 308 over 2 World Series, both of which his team won.
And they both won.
And
That's what's throwing me
born in
off.
1960.
1960. Happy
Man,
birthday to
I can't think. The only person that I'm thinking of, he's not 65.
Better than no guess, I would say, but that's up to you.
All right, we got
Yeah, I got to call it, Jay. You
All
got
right.
anybody?
Jim Edmonds.
Tim Edmonds? That's not correct. You got a guess, Stripes?
I don't have a guess.
Kirby.
What? Center fielder? He's a left fielder, right fielder. He was everywhere.
Minnesota Twins?
Yeah.
Dang.
Kirby Puckett.
I was not going to get that one.
You're up 1-0, Drapes, and
All
you're
right.
back up. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's say what year in baseball: 1960, 1983, and 2021.
2021.
2021. It's the closest to.
Jay can go first.
Jay, this day, 2021, a record number of NBA players, including Domas, recorded triple doubles on the same day. How many players this day, 2021, in NBA play, recorded triple doubles? Most in one day ever.
A record.
4.
4.
That's a good guess,
High
Jay.
flyer giving signals.
But
Yeah.
that would be incorrect. I'm going to go 5.
5 is correct. Got it.
Give me the 5. Give me the 5.
Domas,
Yep.
Harden,
Harden.
Giannis, Westbrook, and Julius Randle.
Couldn't remember the other one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Drapes with
I knew
good.
Drapes knew that one just based on that's in his
Feeling
notes.
good.
Yeah.
He said that's in his notes.
That's in his notes.
Yeah. Okay, so Jay, you're up here. Down 2-0. This day, what year in baseball? 1960, 1983.
This year, baseball.
All right. This day, what year in baseball? The White Sox become the first team to put players' names on the backs of their jerseys. Road jerseys only. They put them above the numbers there. This date, what year? White Sox, first team to put players' names on the backs of their jerseys. Jay running out of time here. He's got time. He still has a path to victory. But Drape's close to putting a stranglehold on him. This date, what year? White Sox, first team to put players' names on the backs of their jerseys.
Going 19.
What do you think, Jay?
49.
1949. Kyle Draper?
1950.
It's 1960.
Damn, man.
1960.
I'm setting them up too much, man.
I know, Jay.
That glitch is it for Kyle Draper?
That's it?
Yeah.
That's weak as
It's
hell.
over.
That's weak as hell.
High flyer, you ain't happy for me, bro? Why you giving me that look?
No, bro, I'm watching you celebrate,
Oh.
man. I mean, there's nothing better than to watch KD glow.
Did you hear what Chris Mullin said to him today?
Oh, you missed.
I was trying not to hear that.
Did you really? You heard that interview?
No, I didn't hear it.
Drake, you got to welcome the double team and create for your teammates.
Nah, give him the other part.
I'm not
Jay.
giving that
Where
one,
the real
man.
part
You just
at?
won. I ain't giving you
Basically, he called me the Larry Bird of the station.
Basically, he said
Bird.
you have to do what Larry Bird did is actually what he said.
Because when I go down to NBC Sports,
Right.
I got to deal with Mullen,
Mhm.
Bonte, and Festus Ezeli, all Warriors.
I got you.
And I'm the only Kings guy down
Hey, you know
there.
what? Hey, I used to do that
Do
job.
you understand
so
that?
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, so they all coming at me. He's like, Larry Bird got triple team. You got to accept the double team. And so he called me Larry Bird.
You know what?
basically.
Hold on. Wait. I agree with you on that. I've been in the exact same situation.
You
You go down
understand
there and they try to take over.
They try to take over.
But I do understand this. You ain't LB though.
More with the high flyer, yeah.
And I'm talking about Larry Bird or LeBron
Or
James.
LeBron. I ain't LeBron. I can't get
No.
LeBron. James.
No. You can do your thing.
I see how it is, high flyer.
More with the high flyer when we come right back as we get ready for the Kings and the Warriors on Sacktown Sports.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? This week only, all Pro Elite wash items and accessories are buy one, get one half off. That's car wash, tire cleaner, leather cleaner. All buy one, get one half off. Sponges and towels, we've got duo weave, waffle weave, whatever weave you want. Accessories too. Pro Elite floor mats, car covers, and more. Any Pro Elite item, buy one, get one half off. This week only at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Hey, everybody. Kyle Draper here for Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. You know, sometimes you just don't want to buy brand new. I get it. I understand. Sometimes you just want to try something out. Maybe go for a lease. Well, Mercedes-Benz of Stockton is the place for you. They have great lease offers starting at $297 a month. That's right, $297 a month. You know, for over 30 years, Mercedes-Benz of Stockton has been there for the community. Whether you're buying, whether you're leasing, they're the ones you can trust. So head on down to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton right now and check out their fleet of lease vehicles. They have certified pre-owned vehicles as well, starting at just 3.49% on select models from 2021, 22, and 23. So head on down to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Tell them your boy Drape sent you, and trust me, they'll take care of you. They're a partner you can trust. Or you can always go online at mbofstockton.com. That's mbofstockton.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-2013. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-444-2013. 800-444-2013.
Spring is in the air, and that means gigantic savings for all your oil change needs at Jiffy Lube. Today, get a $25 gift card with the purchase of any Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change through May 31st at your local Jiffy Lube service center in the greater Sacramento areas. And don't forget about the additional $30 off online coupon at jiffylube.com. Terms apply. Valid email address required. See pennzoil.com/rewards for details. Jiffy Lube, a huge spring savings for you today.
Meanwhile at Xfinity. Okay, huddle up. Do you realize how many fans stream basketball? It's madness.
But real fans stream with Xfinity Internet.
Totally. We've engineered the fastest connection.
With reduced buffering and low lag.
'Cause making streaming better is what we do!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Can we let go now? It's really not a huddle with two people.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speed vary, not guaranteed.
I have to admit, I like to show people photos of our grandson. I also like to show them photos and video of our new garage door from National Garage Door. First of all, there's a service you get from National Garage Door. Service is their number one priority, and that's why they've been around, locally owned and operated since 1974. Installation removal, of the old janky door was done very quickly and efficiently, which is the opposite of how the old door was working. It was not efficient, and it was not quiet. Our new door, quality Rainer branded garage door, Garage P. Henson, I call it. It's great. Looks great. Whisper quiet. Huge upgrade from our old door in functionality and appearance. Now, maybe you don't need a new garage door. National Garage Door is the place to call. 916-638-4554. Whether you need a door replacement or door repair. They're the region's BSE, Broken Spring experts. Why would you call anybody else? I can't think of a reason. National Garage Door, ready to solve your garage door problem, whatever it is. A new garage door is a great, easy way to upgrade your home roster. Whatever your garage door needs, replacement, repair, emergency service, you need National Garage Door, 916-638-4554, National Garage Door.
Danzig live. With special guests Down, Abath, and Cro-Mags. Saturday, March 22nd, 6 p.m. The venue at Thunder Valley. On sale now. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss Danzig.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Earlier today, we talked to Anthony Slater. I always enjoy that. It's a lot of fun. We learn a lot. We talked to Chris Mullen, the Hall of Famer. That was great, but that's nothing because the High Flyer is in the house.
In the building. What's up?
In the building, baby. I would have had at least a boot and a quarter of my sock and some booty that night. For real.
God, you crazy.
For real. I'm in the back seat, y'all. I'm in the back seat.
That's the best drop, man.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Why are no Domas tonight? What does that mean?
Another night without D.
Yeah.
Tough for us because, Domas does a lot for this basketball team. But it's a situation to where you've had success without him. You've won a basketball game without him. But now the difference is that the games you won, you played against a few undermanned basketball teams. Mm-hmm. Now, Golden State is playing at another level.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen Golden State, playing this good of a basketball because even when they came here and Jimmy Buckets had his first game with them, he didn't have a Herculean game against us. But now they seem like they've got everything clicking, and things have been working. So, are we going to play the same type of D we played the last time we played Golden State?
I didn't notice him playing any D, Henry.
I don't. I'm sorry. Why did the scheme?
Oh,
Okay,
right.
what we supposed to be doing? Okay, but no. What I'm talking about is stunning Steph Curry, reading him, and getting the ball out of his hands. I don't think that's going to work now. Too many options. Too many guys knocking down shots. Kuminga's back now too.
Yeah, Kuminga back now.
Yeah, they got some very good options.
All right, Coach Highflyer, what do we do then? Like, how do you attack this team in terms of defending them now with Jimmy Butler?
Well, I think it's going to be more so a test of the Kings' on-ball defense. They have been much better as of late. And, and I heard you guys talk about it. You guys were talking about who's going to get the Steph Curry call. And I don't think it's going to be the usual guy. I don't think Keegan Murray is going to be the usual guy that's going to guard him.
Then who are you thinking?
I'm thinking Keon Ellis.
But if he ain't starting,
well, he don't have to start. Keon Ellis come in with 7 minutes left in the first quarter.
Okay, bring him in quickly though, is what you're saying.
Bro, he comes in with 7 minutes left in the first quarter.
Right. Sometimes about 8.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So he's going to get the majority of the time on Steph. I think Keegan Murray is going to be better suited at guard one of the bigger guys, and I would say probably put him on Jimmy Buckets. And whoever else you're going to have in there run around with Draymond.
The big question when you have a big against the Warriors is, you have Valanciunas and size advantage. But the Warriors historically have been very good at playing your bigs right off the floor.
Right.
So how do the Kings deal with that?
And we've seen what happened last time they came here. Who was the big center? The guy that just started knocking down threes.
Quentin Post.
Mr. Post.
Yeah.
He definitely didn't play in the post.
Please, Mr. Postman. Yeah.
Yes. It was pick and pop, and he was knocking down threes like Dirk Nowitzki. And at that particular point, you can't have Valanciunas on the floor if you're not utilizing him on the offensive side, letting him just go up against and just smack Golden State down low. Right? If you're not going to use him in that capacity, because they're going to pull him away from the basket.
Right.
So now he's not defending. Now he's not rebounding. He's not changing shots. And he's a liability on offense because they're not guarding.
Let me ask you this, though, Highflyer, because I'm hearing all that. And we've seen Doug preach and even, at times go with a lineup where the teams have to adjust to him and what we do.
I love that. I love that mentality. I have always said, I'm not going to change my starting lineup according to what you put out there on the floor. I'm going to make you match up to what I do because I'm not changing what I do. This is what I do well. Why would I change my starting five scared because you're going to bring a certain five out there? No, bro. You're going to have to match up against me.
Yeah, that's old school. That's like, we were kidding about Mully calling you Larry Bird, but like those Celtics, and obviously they're great teams, but the Celtics, Lakers, they didn't care what you were doing.
Didn't care.
Yeah.
Right. It's about them.
And was not going to switch Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, and Robert Parrish. You knew exactly who was going to be where. I don't care what you put out there on the floor.
But this team's nowhere near that good.
No, not at all. But I'm talking about the mentality. It's like you're going to have to match up with what we do well. I'm not going to match up against you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you go out there and you try to do that and it don't work, now you got to change channels. You got to switch gears.
Right. When you look at, this team, talking about the Kings, we understand defensively it's going to be a challenge trying to guard Golden State. Where can we take advantage of them offensively? Who needs to, take advantage of whatever matchup they have?
Well, depending upon who's out there on the floor, you look at who they try to hide. Number one. Number one, who do they try to hide? And if they match up the way we think they're going to match up, I mean, who is Steph going to guard? If he guards Zach, kill him.
Yeah, torched. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, is he going to try to guard Debo?
That's lights out.
Not going to work.
He's got to guard Malik, right?
He's definitely not going to guard Keegan Murray.
Yeah. So Malik Monk.
You go high pick and roll all day and night.
With who? The big fella or a Zach or a DeMar?
Now, if they have the big fella in the game, you run it with JV. And JV, you dive to the basket every time.
Against Steph
JV,
on that switch.
Yes, you don't pick and pop at all. You dive to the basket every time because it's going to be either this way. See, this would happen on a high pick and roll. Now, just say if I'm playing defense, I'm the big guy for Golden State. When Malik come off that high pick and roll, I got to make a decision. Am I going to stop him from pulling up at that free throw line, or am I going to try to roll back with JV because I see JV rolling back? So if I step up, Malik is a lob, JV by itself. If I go back on JV, Malik, you drive all the way to the basket and score because Steph's behind you.
All right, so the Warriors then, you have success with that. The Warriors, they like to say everybody can guard 1 through 5.
Right.
They're going to switch, so Steph will be on somebody else. So whoever he's on, that person just has to attack.
That person has to attack. And like I said, and if JV is in the game with whoever else is in there, if it's post, you mean to tell me post weigh like what? Maybe 175 pounds soaking wet with bricks in his pocket?
Maybe.
Throw JV the ball. Go right at him.
In terms of, this game, and we know it's big for both teams, obviously. Warriors trying to hold on to the 6th spot, Kings trying to move up. When you look at the Kings ceiling, when you look at the standings, where we are, it looks like we're going to be in 9th place. Is that a terrible thing? Meaning, at least we still have a shot. That's my take on this high flyer. It's not ideal, no doubt about it. But I'm of the belief that no matter where you finish, you got to handle business. So if you're 9th, 10th, 6th, 8th, whatever, handle your business.
Well,
I get the sense that if they're 9th or 10th, there's a lot of people think, oh man, it's a disaster. I'm saying just win the game.
No, it's definitely not a disaster. Me and you, we argued about this about 3 years straight.
right. That's true. Every year we do argument.
I have always said that number 6 spot is where the Kings should have been shooting for.
Yeah.
From the beginning. Now, understanding that you probably won't get that. So now you got to be in a play-in situation. When you're in the play-in situation, you want to be at that 7-8 spot.
Yes, sir.
So you can have a oops game. And we know by watching this team,
they get to hit that.
There's a chance that they'll have a oops game. I give you that.
Thank you. We like a 6-month baby boy. We didn't drink too much milk. We're going to have a hiccup sometime. Right? So you get an oops game. So that's where you want to be. You don't want to be in that 9th, 10th position to where it's win or go home. That's a tough night for you.
But it's realistically high flyer. No. That's where we might be.
I know, but realistically, you can get it done. But you don't want to be in that win or go home, KD. That win or go home is everything or nothing, and you don't have a backup plan.
Yeah, huge difference between 2 chances to get 1, or you must win 2.
Right. You can come out and say, okay, we played very well. We just didn't get it done tonight. Fellas, you're in the NBA. What's the mantra of the NBA? Well, we dropped that one. We got to come out. We got to be better next night.
Yep.
If you at 9-10, there is no next night. It's 1, 2, 3 Cancun.
We were talking a little bit ago about the LA Sparks have practice, open practices. They're looking for men who will be their practice players. And we thought that was interesting. I've heard of college teams doing that.
Right.
And it turns out you actually did that.
Actually done it.
With the Monarchs.
Right. Myself, I was still with the organization at that time. Randy Brown.
Randy
Brown, good defender.
Yeah, Randy Brown was the assistant coach. We had a couple of guys that played at 6th A. Demond Edwards, you know Demond Edwards. Demond Edwards was there, and we had a couple other players that played overseas basketball, and we used to be in practice with them, man, every day. We was the practice squad.
Yeah, I bet you didn't take it easy on them.
No, not at all. You know, that was back when Coach Wiz was here, and he wanted us to play hard.
Right.
But we did have to, and this was me and Randy's job, is that we understood the team that they played. So we had to play
like scout team.
Yes, we had to play that style
like them.
of game.
Okay.
To where I played the big, the center. So if the center was a pick and pop type player, that's what I did. If she was a pick and drive type player, cut to the basket, that's what I did. So we had to actually play the style of what their opponent was going to play.
Was that one of the year they won the championship?
No, no, it was after that.
Okay.
It was 1 year we did it when
so
Wiz,
like Tisha?
Yeah, Tisha was there. 1 year we did it with Wiz was coaching, and then 1 year we did it when Jenny Boo came in.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Jenny Boo was coaching, and we did it that year.
Okay. High Flyer joining us. High Flyer, back to the Kings, man. I'm looking at Devin Carter and what I'm seeing from him. It seems like he's supplanted Markelle Fultz at that guard position. What are you seeing from that young fella? And, can he help this team here down the stretch?
Fultz or Carter?
Devin Carter.
I think Devin Carter will be able to help. I think the more that he plays in the G League and the more reps he get, he gets more comfortable. I think he has some very tangible skills. He's a rebounding point guard. That dude goes up and he gets rebounds with the best of them. He defends.
He does a little bit of everything.
Yes, he does. I mean, he's almost like a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
Whatever you ask him to do, he can do. Now, is he a little on the small side? Yes, but I think he makes up for it with his athleticism and his wingspan. His wingspan is crazy. That's why he can go. I mean, he gets off the ground, but that's why he can go up and dunk that basketball. That's why he goes up and get those rebounds. Now, does he need more reps? For sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Definitely needs more reps. Do he needs to get comfortable at facilitating? Because see, right now I see Devin was a scoring guard in college.
Yeah,
you could tell that he was a scoring guard. But now in the NBA, maybe he don't have to be so much of a scoring guard, but more so as a facilitator, and he's going to have to get comfortable with that role.
What do you make of the whole pace issue? We were talking about that the last few days. The Kings, since the All-Star break, pace, which is, it's just possessions per 48 minutes, has gone down. De'Aaron Fox, hyper fast. He's not there anymore. Ball going more through DeMar, who is more deliberate. Do you think it's is it a good path for them? Chris Mullin, by the way, we talked to him. He said, you can't be one thing or the other. Got to be a combination. But do you think it fits this team's roster to maybe slow it down a little bit more than what we've seen the last couple of years?
I would have to agree with Chris Mullin because you always want to have a yin to your yang. But when you look at what we have out there on the floor, Zach LaVine probably can play fast, but do he? Not really. He walks the ball up the floor. DeMar DeRozan, same thing. They walk the ball up the floor. Both of those guys just came from Chicago to where Billy Donovan called a play every single time down. They wasn't too much of a fast break team. So they flourished playing in that system. Okay, JV, he hasn't been an up and down type guy. He's more of a walk it up half court guy. So yeah, now you got really because Sabonis has been out, right? Malik Monk has been out. Those are your guys that go up and down. So you got Keon Ellis. Keon's a Swiss Army knife. He could do either or, but you put JV at the center spot with your other two guys. Keegan Murray, the Swiss Army knife. So basically, you say, okay, fellas, we got to slow it down now.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing, is it?
Because you know what? They tried out the gate with Zach and Debo both to try that up and down high tempo type thing, and the turnovers were through the roof.
You're right.
Am I right?
No, you're 100% right. Yeah.
So when they start slowing it down, they start taking care of the basketball a little bit more, and they start having a little bit more productivity out there on the floor. I'm fine with, okay, when you have it, go. I heard you guys talk about when Sabonis gets the rebound and he dribbles that thing up court. For me, that's a no-no. Sabonis,
with you.
Sabonis, you get that rebound, you kick it out to a guard, and you haul tail down the floor.
Run the floor.
I'd much rather see Sabonis catching the ball and dunking it than to push the ball, stop at the free throw line, and look for somebody to kick out for three. I mean, that's what it is.
Right.
That's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And, sometimes it works. But I tell you what, watching New York, did they settle for three-point shots? No way, no how. Mikal Bridges was getting to the basket, dunking it. Precious Achiuwa was getting to the basket and dunking it. Every time somebody drove to the basket, the other guy was not standing out there waiting for three. He was cutting in right behind, catching it and dunking it on our heads.
Mm-hmm.
And believe me, it was very effective.
Yes, it was.
Man, high flyer.
So they got
I watched the games, KD.
I mean, you just had a terrible loss to the Clippers. Could have won that game. That's a terrible loss. Just a heartbreaking loss. Great call by Drapes, of course. A heartbreaker. Then you come home and you
I wanted to choke Drapes, Drapes too. It was just as that call was trash.
The shot was trash.
No, that call was trash.
Don't blame me.
Because I'm gonna tell you why. It hurt just as bad as when I heard G-Man do it on the radio. I heard G-Man call on the radio, I want to start crying. And then we went to the TV and I heard Drapes. I'm like, man, that's terrible, Drapes. I can't call it like that, man.
Hey, if I'm doing it like the G-Man, something's right. I'm doing something right.
I know you called it like you see, man, but that just ripped my heart out. That shot, come on. You watch this dude dribble and you watch it like I'm watching now, and we're listening to you.
Yeah.
At this particular point, we didn't even listen to G-Man. We listened to him. Kawhi dribbling. It's like 10, 9, 8, 7. He ain't moved. He's still rocking with the ball.
I know.
6, 5, 4. He's still rocking with the ball. He got it with 2 seconds left, spun on Keegan and flipped it up. I was like, I know that ain't going in. It hit the back of the rim twice.
I thought it was out. I thought he missed that thing at first.
It hit the back of the rim twice and went in. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Did you think that Keon should have helped? Doug talked about that.
He could have.
He could have, but he didn't want to leave Harden.
But here's the deal. You know why he could have? Because really, when you're in those situations, your basketball IQ has to be through the roof, right? When did I say he spun with the ball?
He said 2.
He had his back to Keon. So even if Keon came and trapped him and he threw it out to Harden, he wouldn't have had enough time to shoot it.
Said that right. I said that. Like, you got to know clock situation and everything.
Time, pace, and score,
right.
bro.
You got to know it. All right. If I leave here, by the time he get it to Harden
and Harden get it off, it's not
going,
enough time.
Well, I was going to ask you, how important is it to make some kind of statement to start this game after the way the last 2 games have gone?
I agree with KD. I don't care what you do. I don't care how you do it. We need wins. We understand 6 spots not there. We want to be 7th or 8th. You don't want to be 9th or 10th. That's last ditch effort. That's like you getting a call to go to the junior prom the last day. I'll take you.
Oh man, that's
your last ditch effort. So, we have to win, bro. We have to win.
Well, that's a statement. Just winning.
You want to be in a situation to where you take control of your own destiny. I hate being in a situation to where you playing the game and at halftime y'all watching the stuff scroll across ESPN. Who winning? Who losing?
Yeah, for help?
Are they helping us?
Right.
I hate that. Take control of your own destiny.
Well, you better win tonight then.
We better win tonight.
High flyer joining us. Got game night with Scott Marsh coming up in just a little bit. Who needs to have a big game tonight? Who are you looking at tonight? Who is it? A Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan kind of show, or do we need Keegan? Like, what are you looking for from somebody tonight?
Can I tell you the overall truth of the matter? The Sacramento Kings look best when you get 18 from Zach. You get 21 from DeMar.
Oh, a balanced attack.
16 from Keegan. You get 14 from Keon.
Everybody with like 12 to 18 shots.
Yes, when everybody pitch in, this is when that basketball team look at their best. We have had games to where DeMar had 30, Zach had 30, but we lost. Damn. Everybody has to do their part, KD. Nobody really has to have a big game. If they get it done collectively, you can win.
The last time they played, you were talking about how the Kings struggled defensively. The Warriors shot 54% from the floor, 47% from the three-point line. They had 40 assists.
40 assists?
Yeah.
They knocked it down. I mean, they made shots though, Whitey.
Mm-hmm.
And if you knock shots down, you get assists. And I look at when the Kings play too, because one night we played a pretty decent basketball game, but the assist numbers were down. We were like, how can this happen? The Kings scored big time, but the assist wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
Look at how we score sometimes. We bring the ball down.
Yeah.
Now, not just that. We bring the ball down. We give the ball to DeMar. DeMar dribble, shot. You don't get an assist. He make it, but you'll get assist.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Zach. We give the ball to Zach. Zach dribble, step back, shot. He makes it, but you don't get an assist. Sometimes we don't have assistable offense to where you can count the assist when the basket is made because we put the ball down on the floor.
Okay, is that a bad thing? A lot of fans, before you answer, a lot of fans here, ISO. Oh, they're not moving the ball. That's bad. There's more and more teams that are playing more ISO ball. Is it a bad thing?
You have to look at your personnel. Debo, that's the way he play. I'm sorry. Is it certain quarters to where you give that dude the ball and he going to put you on his back. He going to give you 14, 15, 16 points in a quarter. He's capable of doing that. Zach is the type of guy to where he can have an open three. He's still going to face you up, give you one dribble, step back, and shoot that three. Can he make those shots? He's been very adept at making them. It's just the way they play.
All right, High Flyer, just give me your gut feeling tonight. Close one. Our boys be ready. What do you think?
Seeing that the way we lost the last game, you have to be ready. There's no way you can get beat by New York like that and not be ready to come out and just straight bite somebody to try to win. I mean, if you got any type of blood running through your veins in a Sacramento Kings uniform, you ready to get a win because that was a tough one against New York, bro.
Tough.
Yeah, I mean, really? I mean, you got took out to the back shutter in the backyard. That was an old-fashioned butt whooping. Old-fashioned.
Yes.
I'm talking about horse strap.
Damn, like that?
Yeah,
bro, you was watching.
I was there. I was watching. Yeah,
Hey, I seen you do the walk of shame to the garage.
Right afterwards. Oh,
I was right behind you. You don't talk to nobody.
Thanks, High Flyer.
All right, big dog.
Trey, you're with us tomorrow from San Francisco?
Yeah, San Francisco tomorrow.
All right.
You off tonight, big fella?
Yeah, no, we ain't got no pre and post. I gotta go to the arena. They're doing like a watch party with some
National
people
TV.
or something.
Oh, I'm saying they make you make that big dollar, huh?
Hey, you know,
I
man,
understand.
hey,
Let me hold something.
nah. Let me get one of your 3 Bentleys or whatever you're driving today.
Hey, you know what? Here the key, man. Go on outside and get it.
Seriously, let me get it for date night one night,
Hey.
something like that. Let me get it, man.
Hey, come on down the hill and get the key, dog. You good.
High Flyer and Scott Marsh, game night next on Sacktown Sports.
Legends in the crown heavy. Half court buzzer beater. Pacific Conference leader. Dance cam, you should get this.